If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Sean Payton, I apologize for everything I said. I was pretty critical of you. Called you a lot of bad names. Sean Payton, on behalf of the AFC East and all of our New York Jets fans, we thank you. We're going to get into this game. Obviously, Jay, his comment right here is the lead. Josh Allen sucks. Has a chance again. No Burrow. No Jackson. No Mahomes. No fucking chance. Josh Allen Avatar came on this show this week and declared that Buffalo would win. Josh Allen Avatar, we appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the return of a very dear friend. I am so happy that this show is taking place tonight. I am even happier that Buffalo just lost in the playoffs. We're going to celebrate. We're going to have a good old time tonight. But you know what? We have to do it. Yes, we share a StreamYard. We have to kick this off the right way, ladies and gentlemen. Going old school.
And now, welcome to Pride and Chaos.
Welcome to the darkest year of our adventures. Oh, yeah!
And now, give it up for Jeremy and Nick.
Now you scared me.
And as usual, Nick is wrong.
Why are you the way that you are? God, I can't stand you.
Let's go to eat a damn snack.
Whoa, that was cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, I used to be proud New York Jet fan. I still am proud to be a Jets fan, even as awful as we are. So for those of you longtime viewers, for the first time in 20 months, Pride and Chaos is back, baby. Welcome, sir. We've done shows together. You've popped in, but we haven't had a show that's me and you highlighted for everyone to see. I'm excited about this. How was feeling?
It's true. I've been looking forward to it for the last 4 or 5 days. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling hyped. Got some great football today. That was nice. Nice way to start the weekend for game one.
If Sean Payton has a charity, I will donate to it tonight.
You don't like Josh Allen, huh?
I think that he is just overrated. I think he's overrated. I think Sean McDermott, I've said for 3 years now, deserves to be fired. I think he's taking that team as far as it can go. Mahomes was the excuse. Burrow, Jackson, everything but what's in Buffalo, New York. So I am ecstatic. I know Allen is sad, which is great for America. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're calling this one Shine and Chaos. So hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Very important. Let's show some love to myself and Jeremy. And don't forget, we have a raffle going on here on this channel. Super Bowl Sunday, our only Super Bowl winning quarterback, Joe Namath. We will have a large Joe Namath item going off that day. How do you get in that, you ask? Well, I will tell you. $5 super chats and up, get you on the wheel. Gifted memberships get you on the wheel. And you know what, Jeremy? I'm feeling fantastic tonight. Since Buffalo's eliminated, since Allen is crying in Texas right now, maybe on Gary's shoulder, we don't know. We don't judge. Be who you be, Allen. All raffle entries tonight are doubled in celebration. Now, what's your thoughts on that game? Some controversy at the end, Jer.
There was a little controversy, but nothing could escape the reality for Josh Allen that there definitely were opportunities. That he missed the pass in the last drive of the fourth quarter to
Wide open.
Knox was wide open.
Wide open.
You're a great quarterback. Now, I'm not going as far as you and saying that Josh Allen sucks, but he certainly, you saw it. He's now 0-7 in overtime, 0-3 in postseason overtime. We saw two opportunities where he missed passes blatantly.
Yeah.
One at the end of the fourth quarter, one in overtime, which would have put them in field goal position.
And excuse me,
hard
Tony
to-
Romo says that's a perfect throw when the receiver has to go down. The guy was wide open. If you hit him at chest level, he catches it, turns upfield, gets about 7-8 more yards and out of bounds. How does Tony Romo say that's a perfect throw? He fucking shoelaced him.
Yeah, that's called player hype. When like commentators want to hype up certain players and they lose sense of reality. I was just going to say, obviously I'm not going to sit there and say Josh Allen sucks, but I will say that with that playoff record, with that 0-7 postseason overtime record, 0-3 in the playoffs, it's hard to put him in the conversation as the great quarterbacks. He might be a top NFL quarterback now, and people can make that argument. But when you go historical, right, and you look at history and list quarterbacks, that's going to kill you. You can't, it's hard to put yourself up with the big names when you can't do it and when it really matters the most.
And I was told it was Andy Reid and Mahomes and everything else. There's always excuses when it comes to Josh Allen, except Josh Allen. If you hit the tight end over the middle, I believe it was Knox, maybe Kincaid, I forget which one, you overthrew him. He walks in with a touchdown. Game over. You hit that pass on the 20-yard out where he was wide open. No defender in sight. You threw it short. Every time Josh Allen has to throw from the pocket and has to put the game on his arm, he falls short. I'm happy. I love it. MVPs are fucking decided by people in September and October. And when all the chips are in and it really matters, that's what you get. You get a guy who continuously and constantly falls short because he plays in a weak-ass division, pads his stats during the year, and when push comes to shove, he gets shoved on his ass and he loses. I love it. Enjoy the ride home. I hope your wife is still getting banged by Michael B. Jordan in the movies.
It's like he turns into Cam Ward. As soon as you put him in a situation in the pocket, it's like, I'm Cam Ward now, and he just can't do it,
I didn't take Cam Ward. I haven't seen Cam Ward blow game after game after game throughout the years. But, dude, I am very happy. We have news coming out. Seattle has scored already.
Just messing with somebody.
Yeah, I know what you're doing. I let you have that moment. I wanted him. Yeah, Seattle's up 7-0. We're going to do our best to give you 62 yards. He returns the kickoff penalty. Yeah, a return kickoff. Wow. All right. Seattle's going to be jumping tonight. I don't even care. Dude, I put in a parlay, and the first leg of the parlay was Josh Allen touchdown, Buffalo plus 1.5. It was only $10. And I said in the Discord, I will gladly pay $10 to be the jinx on Josh Allen. So, ladies and gentlemen, my $10 went to good use. Shout out to Kevin Zwicker with a super chat. Says, Allen cost McDermott his job tonight? I think it should be discussed. And here's the reason why. Yes, I'm a little emotional. I'm riding the high of watching Buffalo get eliminated. Can't wait to double down on this tomorrow night with Houston going in and that defense beating the crap out of Drake May. But when I look at where Buffalo's been, all the excuses that have been given to Buffalo, right, Jar? It was the kicker. All right, he drilled the kick. It was the defense. Oh, they got to stop. They got your turnovers. You're not getting rid of Josh Allen. There's times, right? You know what? And listen, part of me, Jar, keep going with Sean McDermott. But I look at the Buffalo Bills, and you know what it reminds me of?
What?
Tony Dungy with the Bucks. There's only so far that voice can take the team before you need another voice in the room. And what did they do? They bring in John Gruden, and then they go win a Super Bowl in the first year. So I just think that the Bills have run its course with McDermott. And it's not that he's a bad coach. Just sometimes you're not the right guy to do the job fully.
Look, I can't argue that point. Sometimes it's hard to know. Is it the coach? Is he doing everything? Is it the way the players perform? Allen did. If he makes that pass to Knox, they win that game, and we're not having this conversation.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
now you're waiting to see do you go to New England or Houston,
right? So it's hard to know. I do know this from it's very easy to say, is it time to move on from him? But I always say, well, you have to have a plan. Like, who's your coach going to be then? Right? Like, you have to have a plan. Because as we know as Jet fans, you can fall into head coach hell. And you just can't find your head coach.
You might be there, though. You might be there if you're Buffalo. You can't get past this part. You can't get past. You've been to one conference championship game. And I have to hear how Josh Allen's a generational talent. So if Josh Allen is so great, then it's got to be the coach's fault, right?
I mean, you're expected, I always say, I'm the one that said, I say it the most, probably more than anyone or as much as anyone, that winning Super Bowls and being great and achieving greatness in football, the two most important pieces are the head coach and the quarterback. And something's up with this team. I mean, something's up with this team. They just can't do it. And now the Kansas City thing was there for a long time, right? Well, you had a historical run by Kansas City, who just took over, that for New England and Mahomes, and it's this special thing. But you're right, they're gone. Baltimore was gone. The road was all clear. So, I mean, I don't know what you do. It's a very, very difficult decision if you're a general manager, though. It's a very difficult decision,
right? Conversation has to be had. If you're ownership,
yeah,
and you are all in year after year, and you keep falling short, and now, like you said, those teams aren't there to be your roadblock. Now there's a new roadblock. Eventually, you got to look inward, right?
There has to be a real meeting of, we have a window with this quarterback, right? We hit a dream. We traded up to 7. It's the greatest thing we ever did as an organization. In maybe, it's up there in their history as one of the greatest moves they ever made by moving up to get him. And now they have to say he has a window, right? Like, we know that there's a window of opportunity. And at some point, even if, there has to be a giant meeting in this organization of, what do we need to do? What are we doing wrong? What do we need to do?
Yeah, very fair. Kevin, thank you for the super chat. Folks, for those of you joining late, in honor of the Buffalo Bills choking on a buffalo wing again, all raffle entries tonight are doubled. $5 super chats and up. Gifted memberships get you on the wheel. Kevin, you're in for 2. Philip Hannon says, I'm in for 2. I'm going to celebrate the Bills losing. Thank you, Phil. He became a member of the channel. Much respect to you, Phil. You're in for 2. Charles Gorman is here, member of the channel for 18 months, says, hey, Nick and Jeremy. Hi, Charles. Charles, I don't know if you're aware of this, but midway through the season, Charles declared his allegiance to the Colts. And from that moment on, they were like 1-8.
I know, and I love Charles for that.
It's terrific. And now,
what a genius! What a genius!
Brilliant.
Right?
Mercenary, absolute mercenary, Jared.
Just let me take the Jets' karma and bring it to Indianapolis. Got us the 16th pick. When they made that trade, it was the projected 31st pick in the draft. Charles got it to 16. We love you, Charles.
I love it. Now, Charles, we have a big favor to ask of you. On behalf of Jets Nation, I come to you and humbly request you keep that allegiance with the Colts for one more year. Why? They don't have a quarterback, and we have their number 1 pick next year. How great would it be if the Colts could do what Seattle did and shit the bed and get us another top 10 pick for 2027? When you got guys like Jeremiah Smith, Arch Manning, possibly. Simmons, the defensive end from Texas. When you have a lot of premium talent coming out to potentially have multiple top 10 picks next year is very exciting. So, Charles, please.
I'll take it a step further. Hey, Charles, if you're listening, it's a lot of people do this. A lot of people have an NFC favorite. So you have your team, the Colts, your favorite team, but then because it's a different conference and they really
we'll give you two. We'll give you two, Charles. You have two chances.
I would say I would go right now. My instinct says Dallas. You should really jump on that Dallas bandwagon big time. Go really hard with Dallas, but you could also have kind of a soft, sweet spot in your heart for Green Bay as well, just in case. It's like an insurance policy.
Charles, you spread your love wherever you see fit, my friend, but just commit to it. I like the Cowboy idea. They're both blue. Colts, the Cowboys are blue. You can kind of change your wardrobe around. It matches Superman's blue. Yeah, it's a whole theme here, Charles. We believe in you.
Yeah, maybe.
Shout out to Knobcraft
Yeah.
with a $2 super chat. Says, tell Chuck to wear his Brady jersey tomorrow.
Chuck.
Oh, my.
No.
So here we go. We talk, you and I talk off air. But here's the cool thing. We kind of said to each other the other day, I don't want to know what you're thinking. You don't know what I'm thinking. Let's just do what we did in the past. Let's just get on air and let's talk. Let's just be two friends bullshitting, because that was when we had our best shows, when we just got on air. Like, what do you want to talk about? I don't fucking know. Just talk to me. I'll talk to you. Done. Let's talk, buddy. Now, we know the New York Jets have been awful. We know that the quarterback decision with Fields was a train wreck. We know that they hit a reset button. They had a plan to win. They traded the assets away. What are you thinking, Jared, when you're looking forward at the New York Jets and you see they traded Quinnen, they traded Sauce, they're retaining Glenn, they don't have a quarterback answer. They're probably not going to get an answer in the draft unless the gods bless us and give us Mendoza at 2. Where are you with this entire situation as a Jet fan, as a content creator, as a at times emotional, overreactive fan? Where's Jets chaos right now with the New York Jets?
Look, I obviously, I'm a guy, everybody in the last 5 years who puts a lot of hours into prospecting draft, right? So obviously the draft picks we have, is a gift to someone like me, who now loves to watch college film and loves to know about the players. And we're going to be in a position to take so many of those players. And that's exciting and that's fun. But I'm going to be honest about it. Like my number one thing is I'm nervous because I don't trust this organization. And we have all this potential maybe to be able to fix this, but we've been burned so many times before, right? So yes, the picks are sitting there. The few things that run through my mind though are they going to screw it up? Also that we need so much. The roster's so bad that even with all those picks, it still feels like such a big mountain to climb. I know there's going to be free agency money specifically in 2027. If we decide to eat all the dead cap in 26 that we have, which we can do for A-Rod and Fields, and don't do it post June, that whole thing, just eat it all, right? And I know there's money, and I know that rosters could fill fast. I know that it could happen if you hit on your picks. You get a couple of guys in the second, third, and fourth rounds. You pick up the right free agents. Everything turns, right? And it could look good really fast. But this organization, man, I'm gonna feel better. I'm gonna be able to breathe and start to really believe in this team. And it might take another year, and I'm okay with it taking another year. When I believe for real, when I really believe we have the quarterback. And you know what I mean? When we finally, if we can just eclipse that freaking hurdle that's been just around, it feels like for 50, 60 years, since Namath. We've had little glimpses of quarterback, Ken O'Brien, Pennington, but, injuries. But I want the quarterback. I don't think these picks and everything mean anything. And I'm not saying that we have to do anything ridiculous to get the quarterback now. I am okay with building the roster now, adding players, because if the quarterback's not there, he's not there. Don't force it. You could throw a few darts in the second round or the third round, fourth round, or trade back the second round, whatever they want to do. If they want to throw some darts, throw some darts. but don't force it. Don't go up there at pick 16 and take Ty Simpson because you are forcing it. If you love them, fine. If they absolutely are in love with them, then they know more than I do, I guess. But if they're forcing
I don't know
it,
what you could see from Halloween on that you would
yeah,
love.
me neither. Me neither. It would make me sick because I would believe if they took him, I would believe they're forcing it, right? And just get some veteran guy with very little commitment that's not going to kill us for the future. And if we suck, we're going to have all these picks. If it's not there, I guess we have to wait till next year. So focus on building the roster and just get some talent on this roster, and don't force the issue.
Yeah, I'm of the mindset now that if Mendoza's not attainable, just take the best talent everywhere. Just stay true to your board, stack a board, and listen. If you take the end, you need it. You take the tackle, you need it. You take middle linebacker, you need it. You take a safety, you need it. You take a wide receiver, you need it. You take another running back in the mid rounds, you're probably going to need it. You take a guard or a center, you're going to need it. Like, you need so many things. In some of those positions, you need more than one. So just get the best talent. This roster, listen, I'm not making excuses for the coaches. Please don't think I am. But the roster is piss poor. And you went all in. And you tried that with A-Rod. And it didn't work. And you spent so many years, Darnold, Zach, trading for Rodgers. Now probably for a quarterback this year or next year. That's 4 times in a decade you had to use premium picks to try to get a quarterback. Then you went Becton, AVT, Olu, Membu. That's 4 first-round picks you've used on tackles. You're devout of talent everywhere else because you didn't take that premium wide receiver, that monster D tackle to put next to Quinnen, that stud middle linebacker, that ball-hawking safety. You missed all of those guys because you've been trying to get 2 very important positions right for so long. And after a decade, we still don't have it. So don't force it. I am a firm believer, Jer, that Glenn and Muji have gone to Woody and said, all right, we tried to win, and we were at our best, and we were loaded with talent, and we still were falling short. When we got to 0-7, all right, we're going to trade it away. We're going to build for the future. We need to do the build the right way. We need to do the build long-term. We need to do the build where it's not a short-term fix like you did in 2015 with Fitzpatrick and Decker and Marshall and Revis coming back. And then now there's nothing for a decade. You got to build it through the draft. You have the opportunity to do that. You can move back. You don't like Bain or Reese. You don't like the tweener stuff. Okay, move back. Get more picks. You might have to undersell a little bit, but if you pick up a 3rd-round pick, you pick up a 2nd-round pick, and then you domino effect that into more and more picks this year and next year, great. Because I like what Muji did, Jer. I like Membu. I love Membu. I like Taylor. 44 catches with the worst quarterback play in football. Average quarterback play. Kirk Cousins quarterback play. Even Kirk Cousins is a backup to start this year. You're looking at 70 catches minimum for Taylor with an average, shitty average quarterback.
He was starting to flash before the tank. Before everything fell apart, he went 3 or 4 games where I know from fantasy football, everybody was running to pick him up. Because he was starting to flash. And then we went to Brady Cook or whatever. The whole thing fell apart and everything, and it didn't matter. And then they shut him down. But he definitely had some flashes going on, And you got me thinking when you talk about that, and I know you think this way and you have the same philosophy because I've heard you use it. And there's a book about this. The worst enemy to greatness, the worst enemy to becoming or being great is being good. Right. And forcing a quarterback and just getting some veteran that's good, that could make us good, is what will stop us from ever being great.
Yeah.
Because you're getting a better
right?
quarterback, but they have that limit on them.
Yeah. My motto has been, the goal is not to be better than Jets teams of the past. The goal is to be one of the best teams in the league, which aligns perfectly with what you're saying. I don't want to beat the 7-10 solid Jets. I don't want to beat the 7-10 Adam Gase Jets. I want to beat Denver. I want to beat Houston. I want to have a dominant, ferocious front 7 that when we say we're going after the quarterback, we get there, and you don't know who's getting there. I want to be able to take the ball away on the back end. Crazy talk, I know, with where we are now, but anything will be improvement going into next year. So there's so many things that we need. just draft the right talent. If you draft
Right.
Bain and Bain ends up being a good physical defensive end, and you can pair him with JJ, and then you get a big defensive tackle, and Briggs becomes your worst defensive lineman in the starting four, it's a pretty good starting four to have,
Hell
right?
yeah. Hell
Like
yeah.
if you get Arvell Reese to upgrade from Quincy, that's a pretty good situation to have. If
Yeah.
you
I
move
don't.
Sherwood to off ball and you go get Styles and put Styles in the middle,
Oh,
that's a good situation
beautiful.
to have,
So
right?
many.
Just
So many.
fucking get the talent better.
We have the chance to get four really good day one starters right out of this draft very easily, and then who knows what you could do with 45. They might trade one of those picks. There might be some trading. They get some more picks. There's tons of opportunity to add talent to this roster. I agree 100%. And you just named some of them. There's so many players that we can add on to this team, and
Get
I know
ballers.
that
Just
I know
get
that
ballers.
one of the things people hate to say is, I've been waiting for so long. I'm sick of it. No, I don't want to be patient. And my answer to that is, we're not winning the Super Bowl next year. We're not going to be great next year. So it's not like I'm sitting there saying, no, don't win. We have a chance to win the Super Bowl. And I'm saying, no, wait another year. I'm saying we ain't winning nothing anyway. So just focus on getting better and making smart moves and putting talent onto this roster.
Good point. You know, that 33rd pick is so valuable because you basically have phone calls coming in for 20 hours. Now,
Yeah.
flip side of that, if somebody starts to slide into the late 20s and 30, 31, 32, you can always jump up and get that guy. If you say there's a guy we can't miss out on, we want the 5th-year option, we want him for as long as we can, you have the option to bump up a little bit.
Right. You
You
swap your
also have the
your
opportunity to
45.
sit there for 20 hours and take every call the league has and just be like, nah, not enough. Nah,
Right.
not enough. Because that gap, Jeremy, from 44 to 103, I think they're going to close that. I don't think there's any way they go 59 picks without making a pick. I think there will be some maneuvering, whether it's a transition tag on either AVT, which I haven't even talked about yet, or I've been saying Brees, but you could still maybe transition tag AVT. And then if someone gives him an offer, you get a draft pick in return. You know, Brees seems more likely with that, with AVT coming off the injuries, but he's an option too because I think he's a better talent at his position than Brees is at his, and that's just the truth.
Yeah, we
So that's my
definitely
opinion.
we
But
definitely look. There's a lot of ways we can do it. We can go. I hate if like here. I personally feel if Sonny Styles and Lemon are off the board at 16, and they trade back to 24, 25. Right. And let's say they grab CJ Allen, the linebacker. They grab someone else like over there. Concepcion,
McDonald,
the
Baker,
wide
somebody
receiver,
like
Concepcion, they grab someone like that. But they go down that 10 spots. You understand the point system better than me. That's getting us a shitload of picks in the second, third.
you're getting a
round,
late 2,
Yeah.
and a 4. You're getting an early 3. You're getting that pick in that 44 to 103 range, if not multiple. Right,
Right.
depending on where the team jumps up from. If it's 21 to 16, it's probably a 2 and a
Right.
5. If it's down to 25 and you're dropping back 10 spots, you're probably looking at a 2 and a 3. So, but it
Right.
depends who's there, right? Like, and I think this draft is a little devout of elite talent. I think there's a lot of nice talent, but from what I've seen so far, and what Dom said on here, is that there's a nice group of guys from 25 to 70, and we only have the 33 and 44. So I expect them to move a little bit. I expect them to be movers.
And to build on what Dom C saying, like I always like to add on to that because
Mhm.
he's giving you the perspective of a draft specialist guy, right? Who prospects and looks at the value of the draft. But what people have to understand, if we pick the right guys, it could be as good as any draft
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boomtown with a great question. If we rewind time to 4 years ago when we were talking about all our top picks going into the 2022 draft, do you think there's much different to what is being discussed tonight? I do, Boom, and here's why. You took a corner, you took a receiver, you took an edge, and then you took a running back. You didn't get good in the trenches. And where do we get the shit beat out of us time and time again? In the trenches. You get the players on the perimeter when you're good on the interior. And I think that is the flaw with that draft. Jeremy knows this. We did mock after mock after mock. I wanted Thibodeau, right? That Thibodeau was my guy. If it wasn't Thibodeau, I wanted Jermaine. And I didn't celebrate the Sauce Gardner pick until we bumped up to get Jermaine, because I thought the combination of an edge and a corner would help the defense.
But there's also another difference too. The difference is, with this scenario is, the first thing I would say is, so what? What does this really mean? Let's rewind to it. Okay, so what are you saying? We shouldn't pick guys? We shouldn't try to add good players? We have to remember about 2022. One of the things that went wrong after that was the quarterback position, which is how we started this conversation, that we need to take our time and get the right quarterback. Otherwise, you're right, Boomtown. What's going to make it different? Because in my opinion, even if we get Sonny Styles and we get these good players, if we never get the quarterback, we're never going to get what we really want, right? So at some point, whether it's this year, next year, at some point, we have to find a way to get the quarterback.
Yeah. And I think we just punt on it. And I didn't want to. I want Mendoza. I love Mendoza. I love his traits. I love his brain. I love what he does with his arm. I love how he throws with the anticipation. I love how if he's got to hand the ball off 35 times a game, he's going to do it because he just wants to win. And I want a guy like that. I don't want a guy that is worried about the stat sheet and worry about his next contract. I want the guy that's just going to win. But when going back to Boom's question, when I look at the possibilities and adding a D tackle next to Briggs and adding another pass rusher or adding a more physical defensive end where Will McDonald can regress into just a situational pass rusher and a changes pace guy and maybe get more reps when the matchup suits him better. You got to get better in the trenches. You got to get better in the trenches. We're watching games where we know they got to run the ball again and they're running the ball down our throat. Phillips is nice. Phillips shouldn't be your starter. Right, Phillips is a guy you bring in on short down yardage, run situations, goal line. Phillips cannot be your starter, and he was forced to be, after we moved Quinnen. So there's so many needs, but if you structure this team the right way, and you get the picks right, and you finish your offensive line, if you move on from Simpson, if you get an upgrade to Myers, if you go get defensive tackle and a middle linebacker. Get better up the middle because you can't get beat up the middle anymore. And we don't get to the quarterback. So that's why we're not getting interceptions because the quarterbacks are throwing to wide open guys because they have a clean pocket time and time again. So it's been a domino effect of awfulness. And I think, Boom, just to put a pretty little bow on this, if you make your trenches and your front seven more dominant, you'll be more competitive. You see it time and time again. Guys put 4 down. They collapse the pocket. The speed rushers are going around elite tackles. We don't do that. So get better. Take the picks at the premium positions. Don't take the flashy positions like a wide receiver and a corner and a running back. Take a D tackle. Take a middle linebacker. Take a guard. Take the edge rusher. Take the guys that can change the game with their performance and don't have to rely on other guys. Wide receiver, if you don't have the quarterback, wide receiver is useless. So get everything set up in the trenches so that we can be a team that can compete. And if times we dominate those matchups, we can be in the game late. And then next year you go all in, you get your quarterback and you bring him into a team that can play competitive football and doesn't get dominated and thrown around and down 17-0 8 minutes into the game.
That
Just
number
kidding.
2 player.
It would be 21-0. We don't hold people to field goals, Jeff.
That's true. There's that number 2 pick is so important. We make the right choice. Because whether it's Bain or whether it's Reese or, whoever it is.
I got to turn the heat off. It got very hot.
Okay. Whoever it is, they have to get that pick right. They have to get that pick right. We don't need, and we're not looking for just a good player, right? We're not even, I'm not putting him down. I love Jermaine Johnson. We got him at 26 though. So it's very different, but we need something a lot better than that. We have the number 2 pick. There's no quarterback in the draft. We need an impact needle moving player. We need a player like when you look at the Raiders and you play the Raiders, there's one guy you're worried about. When you go against that defense, it's Max Crosby. When you play Cleveland and play the Cleveland Browns, you're thinking about, what am I going to do about Myles Garrett? right? When you play Green Bay now, it was for Dallas for a while. Now it's Green Bay. You're thinking, what am I going to do about Micah Parsons, right? You need a player like, and we've seen it for New England, in Buffalo, and we what was the name, Milano, like just guys that change the game. We have the number 2 pick. It is not good enough to just pick a player that ends up being good. We need desperately, as you all know, this franchise needs a franchise player, a player that's really going to change the direction of this team. So whether it's Bain that you think is going to do that, or Reese, whoever they pick with that pick, man, they really have to nail that pick.
Yeah, just hit. You can't afford any swings and misses here with these picks. Folks, if you're watching, thank you. Hit the like button. We got the return of Nick and Jeremy together tonight. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you to everyone who's been a part of the growth of this channel to get over 2,000 this past week. We're up a few more subscribers tonight. I appreciate you guys for being here. Hope you're enjoying the show. In honor of the Buffalo Bills losing, all super chats $5 and up and all gifted memberships will get you on the wheel for the Joe Namath raffle Super Bowl Sunday. Kevin, I missed this one. Forgive me. Kevin says Kyler will be our tank commander in 2026. I have a midget fetish, as all of my good friends know, but I can't do that. I can't have an Ewok playing quarterback in the Northeast. And no, I'd rather just go with Brady Cook. Why pay $55 million? We were upset we paid $30 million for Fields. Why are we going to pay $50 million plus for him?
Yeah. Look, to me, the most important part about it is if they're going to go out and get Kyler Murray, it's what are you giving up? Like, in other words, are you going to pay him a salary that we eat the whole thing? Because I'm not carrying anything into 2027 with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to carry.
You're going to have to extend it. You're going to have to add void years. You're going to have to put on. You're going to have to wreck your cap, which Muji has been doing everything he can to not have.
On nothing. On a guy who's going to get us nothing. We're not going to win with him. We're not going to be great with him. He's not going to be the long-term answer. So if they found a way that they got him where it's painless after next year, I don't care about resources like money or anything going from this year to next year. But when next year comes to an end, everything has to be as clean as possible. So if you're going to start dumping on that and putting us in a situation where you're already putting money in dead cap, that is not acceptable to me. For a guy,
you bring in dead cap when you're ready to win, right? You bring in dead cap when it's like, hey, we got a chance. We'll deal with this later because this is too good to pass up.
Of course.
You're 3-14. You're awful. You don't take on an awful contract. No.
Yeah.
No, I can't do it. Don't mention Tua to me. Don't mention Murray. I would rather you just go get Mariota or Trubisky or Minshew or me.
Jameis Winston.
I don't want a big contract. I'll take somebody on a Jameis Winston deal. Jameis got 2 years, $12 million to go to the Giants. Do that with Trubisky. Do that with Mariota. I'm completely fine with that. And we got good news here. Sammy D on his way. I mean, this 49ers team, the fact that they got this far with the amount of injuries that they've had is quite impressive. And I just really think that year after year after year, their coach gets overlooked for what they do. And they are one of the best coached teams in football, time and time again. They went to a Super Bowl with Steve Wilkes as their defensive coordinator because they can out scheme everybody offensively, and they can just dominate you in different ways. And, shout out to them for getting this far. Big shout out to them for defeating Philly last week. A loss for Philly is a win for America. So, yeah, this 7.5 point spread people were laughing at, and now it's like, okay, maybe it wasn't enough.
And yet I'm living amongst people out here, 49er fans, that will be calling for Shanahan's job when they lose today. Not joking.
I'm sure.
Because they're spoiled, because they're older people who were around for the 80s and the 90s, and they think they're special. They still are under this illusion that they're this special franchise where if you can't win a Super Bowls, you don't get to stay. They still, what I mean? Look, I'm totally serious. There's 49er fans out here that will be calling for his job after this.
I'm sure. I'm sure they will because, people get spoiled. You look at the
Yeah.
Steelers. You've had 19 winning seasons in a row. Granted, you've lost 7 straight playoff games, and for that fan base, they're not used to it. They were calling for Tomlin's job. What we would give to have consistency over 2 decades. Jeff, you know that Sophia was 1 month old the last time we won a playoff game. She's a freshman in high school. She's 15 years old. And it's like, all right, wait a minute. Like, do you want to flip with us? Do you want to experience what we've experienced for the last 15 years? And you're like, we didn't get far enough in the playoffs this year. Shut up. You get no sympathy from us. Shout out to Charles Gorman with a $5 super chat. He says, I'll pass on Kyler Murray. Thank you. He's very inconsistent. Also, let's effing go Sam Darnold. Agreed. Big Sam Darnold fan. Sang happy birthday to Sophia when he was a rookie in 2018 at I Play America. Me and my kids will always be fans of Sam Darnold. So rooting for him has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that I put money down $20 for a Texans Seahawks Super Bowl and the payout would be $600. So
When did you do that?
around Thanksgiving.
Wow.
I did a show on a Sunday night and the Texans were 3-5 at the time. And they were about to win. I was like, that team's going to the Super Bowl in the AFC. And people in the chat were like, you're an idiot. You're a moron. They're going to be 4-5. Jeremy, they haven't lost since. That defense just jumped off the screen at me with what they could do. Sheldon Rankins is playing better than Quinnen Williams ever played. Will Anderson is dominant. Stingley takes the ball away. They score. They got so many great players that fit their scheme, man. Like, that's the type of defense that I want, where you just got guys who make plays on every level of the defense, and they're just remarkable.
Well, if anybody's gonna slow Drake May down, Houston's defense, the way they've been playing.
Chargers did it. They held them 16? Did they get a late one? I forget. I kind of stopped watching at that point because I was so frustrated when it was 16-3.
They were shutting them down.
The Chargers did really well against them, and that was without. Defensively, they did really well. But you add Alt and Slater to that, now you're not blitzing them as much because you're not getting anywhere near Herbert. And it'd be a totally different game if that offensive line was healthy. But you get those two guys back next year, and you're looking at a team that should be in contention for the top team in the AFC. That's a place where I have AVT going. AVT goes there and replaces Becton, and then you bring Alt and Slater back. Now you're really cooking with gas on that line, and it went from a weakness to a strength very quickly. Jamal says, "I don't want to see Sean Payton in the Super Bowl." Agreed. I'm Team Houston. I think Houston's defense can travel, and it's a race to 20 with them. And Stroud can get you to 20. The defense will get turnovers. The defense will score. They will get you in scoring position. They do it all, man. That defense does it all. And in this day and era where you're not allowed to play defense, Jer, they play on every level. They're physical. They beat you up. They beat you with speed. They beat you with turnovers. They beat you in every aspect. They play however they have to play. They're a chameleon, right? They will blend into whatever they have to do in order to defeat you.
Yeah.
All right. Now, number 2. Mendoza's gone. The phone's not ringing. 3 months ahead of time, you're making the call for the New York Jets. What's the pick?
Well, it's definitely between Reese and Bain.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance today. I was gonna look at more film from Bain. I haven't completely decided because I haven't looked at him enough, and he's still got another game to watch, and but right now, if it's right now and I have to base it on what I've seen right now and what I know right now, and I know there might be a little bit more risk in him, but I'm taking Reese.
Yeah.
I'm taking Reese. I'm taking Avril Reese because to me, I know there's some risk in the amount of games we've seen him in that position. I know there's he was kind of like a hybrid that was switched there and all that. But when you watch his attributes and what he did on the field and all the different things he can do, the ceiling is so high on him, and the ceiling that's what we need. We have to hit on, right? We have to hit on a guy who can bring what a guy like that can bring. And he could be one of those guys he's not only getting sacks for us, but he's like making huge tackles to stop the run game. He's making big plays. He's hitting running backs or tight ends and breaking. Like, he could just do everything. There's so much he could do. Yeah, I mean, and what I like about Reese is it doesn't matter the defensive coordinator. Like if we get a coordinator that switches us to a 3-4, if we get a coordinator that's more hybrid that goes back and forth from a 4-3 to a 3-4, Reese is a perfect guy for that.
Yeah,
because I just think he has so much versatility.
And that we'll get into that next. But yeah, a defensive coordinator. I hate the square peg, square hole, round peg, round. You know what I mean? I want a guy who says, okay, you do this, watch, we're going to do this. You're not going to know where we're coming from. Dude, one of the greatest things we ever saw as Jets fans was when Rex Ryan would do the blitz and everybody was walking around and you didn't know who was coming and the offensive line was confused and they would drop 4 or they would send all 4 or they would drop 2 from one side and send the nickel blitz and they would be wide open in the pressure because we confused the hell out of them. I want originality. I want creativity. I don't want the Robert Saleh 4 guys down, 2 linebackers back, 2 safeties deep. We tackle in front of us. Very robotic bullshit that offenses can pick apart nowadays with the rules. You got to bring the pressure. You got to bring confusion. You got to bring just chaos. Speaking of chaos, 69 of you in the chat right now. We have to bring that up or else I'll get yelled at by some of you. Folks, again, hit the like button. You're joining Jeremy and Nick, Shine and Chaos, formerly known as Pride and Chaos, back together tonight. $5 super chats and up. Gifted memberships. Buffalo Bills suck the big one yet again. So all raffle entries are doubled. Make sure you get on the wheel for Super Bowl Sunday. Okay.
I got a question for you.
You got what?
I got a question. Yeah, I got a question for you.
What do you got?
So you said something that was kind of a hint of how you're going to answer this, but I didn't know until now that you. So I have a feeling of how you answered, but I'm confirming right now.
All right.
So let's say we get to 16.
Sophia is my favorite.
Let's say we. I don't
What do you
blame
got?
you. So we're at 16, and you have a choice between. I'm going to say the 3 players. I'm going to throw another one in there just for the hell of throwing him in there. You have a choice at Lemon, Mekhi Lemon. You have Sonny Styles or Sadiq, the tight ends. Those 3 guys are on the board. You're on the clock. Those 3 are sitting on the board. And just to make it interesting, I'm going to say Jeremiah, the running back from Notre Dame, is there too. He slipped. So just to throw that little twist in there, we got freaking game-changing potential running back. And we have a pretty good offensive line now. It's different than 2022. So that's why I want to throw that in there. So those 4 guys are there. Who do you like?
I got to counter it. I need a little bit more info.
Okay.
Did we take Reese at 2? Because I'm a fan of if we take Styles, I'm going to bump Sherwood over to off ball and let him cover tight ends and running backs and let Styles be my quarterback on the field. So if we have Reese, I don't know if I'm going to take both because I still have Sherwood in his contract.
Does it matter if we take Bain instead of Reese? That changes
And
things.
it's Styles. The pick is Styles for me. I want a dominant front
So if it's
7.
Bain,
if
you
we
take
take Bain,
Styles.
it's Styles. If we take
If we
Reese, I'm going to go Lemon.
Okay. That's same.
I don't want to, and it's not that I don't love Styles, but if you have Sherwood and you have the contract, you're kind of going to be stuck with him from my information that I have for 1 more year. But I love Styles. And I'll tell you this. If we take Bain, I have no problem. I hope to God Quincy Williams goes to the Cowboys to be with his brother so it takes them out of the Styles sweepstakes at 12. Because if he doesn't go there, I'm going to have to call the Cowboys at 12 and say, hey, we'll give you your 44 back. We're coming up from 16 to 12. And I'm going to go build my front 7. Like, that's how much I love Styles. I will go do the Jonathan Vilma. I think we took Vilma at 11 or 12. I'll go right back up and get the centerpiece of my defense. I have no issue with that.
And if that doesn't happen and he's not there, but let's say we take Reese,
Then it's
Styles
Lemon.
is not, or Bain. Let's take. It doesn't matter which one. They're not there. Then you just go in Lemon.
Yeah.
Now here's
Lemon
the
and Styles are who I'm going with, and even though I want to build a dominant front seven, I can't pass on Lemon, but I can pass on Styles if I have Reese because I'm gonna have to keep Sherwood at middle, and then I can go get a middle backer next year to replace Sherwood and get out of that contract.
yeah.
So
Lemon,
there's a
Lemon,
lot of moving parts to it. It's not as clear cut of an answer because I got to know what happens at 2 to know what I'm going to do at 16, right?
right. I think Lemon is 6'1", 6'2". Some of the chat's calling him small. I know that's not a big body receiver, but I think 6'1" is pretty. I mean, that's not small. 5'10", 5'11", it's up to 6 feet is small, right? But like but I thought he was 6'1", 6'2".
I'm
Maybe
pulling
I'm
up right now.
5'11". McGuire's saying 5'11".
Tankathon has him listed as 5'11", 195.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
he's
I don't care.
he's physical, man.
Watch the film.
He plays bigger.
Oh
He
well, he
plays bigger
catches.
than that.
He just catches everything. Like I just
And
never
he'll
seen.
block. And he'll throw his helmet in there too. He'll block.
Yeah.
A couple people have said he's as close to Amon St. Brown as you get in this draft.
Oh, it's an interesting comp.
Wait,
I
was
love
that
his.
him or
I
Tyson?
love his.
Alan,
I
help
love,
me. Was that him or Tyson? I may have that wrong. Alan is the one I believe who said that.
I love these.
Joe
I love. His,
Townsell.
I love his yak, man. Lemon is a
Yeah.
playmaker.
Yeah. I'm a fan of McDonald. I do want, for those of you who are watching the program last year, Deion Walker, 6'7" monster from Kentucky, was my favorite player in the draft. Not the best player, but the guy that I wanted to put next to Quinnen to open up Will McDonald coming on the outside. And we didn't get that. So whether it's McDonald, who's big, and there's another guy, Caleb Banks from Florida. That's a guy that if we say we go Bain and we go Styles, man, I would jump up from 33 if McDonald or Banks are there in those mid to late 20s and just say, hey, you know what? We're tired of getting beat up at the line of scrimmage. We are just going to build a badass front seven. I would be completely fine. If the goal this year is build a badass front seven, and then next year with all these picks, we'll get the quarterback, we'll get a receiver, we'll get the best guard or center, whatever. Just commit to being great at something this year. Don't sprinkle it around. Commit to something.
Like let's have a team strength. So
yeah.
Interesting thing I want to bring up. We over the years, the YouTube Jets content providers, we've had exercises that we've done online where we do the whole first round for every team, right? And one thing that's very consistent is if you take the 32 players that we're predicting that are going to be drafted in the first round, forget the order, we're still way off of each other, right? Like maybe 28 of our guys overlap and 4 of our guys, I have 4 that don't go in the first round and you have 4 that I don't have that go in the first round. What my point is, and everybody has it different. Everybody has disparities, right? And so do the experts. Mel Kiper and all those other guys, the so-called experts. So my point is, 33, there's going to be guys at 33 for us to take that have first-round grades by lots of people that were expected to go in the first round. There's going to be first-round talent at 33. The beautiful thing is when you have 33 is we, like you said, we get all that time to be on the phone or to analyze it, right? And to like really think about what we're doing. But and the fun as fans to talk about it. Like who are we going to take without the worry that some other team is going to take the player off the board. We're going to go to sleep knowing exactly what we can have if we choose it.
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's the driver's seat, right? It's a great way to lead off the second day of the draft. And it's a great way to get these phone calls coming in and to get the most for your pick, right? When you're the number 1 pick, the Raiders, you have a couple months of getting offers and getting talks and having phone calls and discussions at the combine and the owners, general managers meetings. And then you make the pick if you're the Raiders. And then everyone's got 10 minutes, right? Or were they moving up to 7 or 8 this year for round 1? Or wait, are they moving round 2 or 3 up? I think round 2 and 3 were 7 minutes, and they're bumping it up. I forget the adjustment. Someone help me in the chat. I know they're changing the minutes.
I know they shortened it, right? Like, I thought the first round was now 10 minutes, right? 15 to 10.
The round one has been 10, because they got to print the jersey, they got to get the name on it.
I
You got
think
to
it's
do the big phone
5 minutes.
call.
I think it's 5 minutes for the second round, maybe. I heard something
Okay.
pretty aggressive, pretty fast.
Yeah, I know day 3 has been 5 minutes. I don't know if they moved night 2 to that, but I know there was some change coming. So if you are aware of it in the chat, as always, please let us know. Yeah, when you're sitting there at 33, if you still have the pick, if you didn't trade up yourself, you're in a really good position. You can maximize that, or you could say, "Hey, you know what? Screw you guys. We're just going to take this player. We can't resist." So it's not the best situation to be in, being this awful time and time again. But when you have these 4 picks, you can really make the most out of it. And if you
Yeah.
can get better in the trenches, I think you have a better opportunity. If you have a journeyman quarterback and you have upgraded your offensive line, okay. If you have a new aggressive defensive coordinator and you add someone like Bain and Styles or Reese and what's the defensive end going around there? Say Falk falls for some reason, and you have Falk and Reese as part of your new front, or you get a McDonald, or you get a Banks. Okay, like now you can compete and you can throw people around, and you can have better situations to rush the passer and unleash these guys. How many times do we as Jets fans see, oh, it's 3rd and 3. Oh, they're going to get it. Oh, it's 3rd and 1 because we gave up 4.5 yards each of the first 2 plays. All right, Josh Allen off the guard, easy, 4 yards. Oh, they're still pushing him. Oh, it's 10 yards. It's not 4. So we have so many things to get good at, Jer. Just pick a few. Pick a few.
Yeah.
Right? We
Yeah.
didn't give up any blocked field goals this year. That's great. So let's add to that. I'd like to be a little better at some things in the NFL rather than just not giving up blocked field goals.
I would love a bragging point that's,
Yeah.
other than that, I would love, maybe being, the most improved team and making be a top 8 team in sacks.
Yeah.
Maybe actually getting an interception next season.
If we retain Brees Hall, who will be in year 5, I would like to have him surpass Chris Ivory's year of 1,070 yards from 2015. Because 4 years in, Brees hasn't done that yet. Ivory
Right.
is still the best rushing that we've had since Thomas Jones left. So,
Right.
yeah,
It'd be nice
I would
to-
like to get really good at something. Build the offensive line, complete that, so the quarterback next year comes in behind the perfect wall. Okay, win. Complete the defensive front, and that way you can dominate in the trenches and you can have fun and be aggressive because you're not going to get beat all the time. Great. Get a safety who can intercept the ball. Crazy talk, Jack. Crazy talk. But yeah, just this offseason, commit to a couple things and just say this is where our energies and our resources are going to be focused and get it right. That's the
So,
most important thing.
I'm going to ask you this question. I know
Yeah.
that you agree with me that obviously we shouldn't go too crazy in free agency and try to patch up and fix the whole thing. And we know that doesn't work. But
Yeah.
what if the Jets came in and they said, we're doing one thing though? Got the draft picks, and there's one thing we're going to do to improve this team, not just for next season, but for the future, because we want to be strong at that thing you're talking about. Have that one thing we're really strong at, and the Jets decide we're going to make a move and do everything we can to get Lyndon Bell
Yeah.
and get one of the best centers in football, and say we're going to make the offensive line the wall.
Yeah. I keep saying that if Baltimore is dumb enough to fuck around, make them find out. And I would pay him like a tackle. I would pay him 4 years, $100 million, and I would structure it in year 2 when we have $200 million available. I'd give him $35 million that year, so that nobody else can match it, and nobody else can match that specific contract. Linderbaum would be great. Myers would revert to what he was supposed to be, the 6th man. Right? He showed his value this year. AVT went down. He bumped in. Tittman slid over. But if you upgrade to Linderbaum and then you have Tittman with a full off season preparing and doing all his reps as a right guard, because I mean he did tremendous for a guy who, and Dom, from the minute he was drafted, Dom said he might be better long term as a right guard, but it was all talk. It was all ideology, right? We actually saw it come to fruition,
Right.
And it was on short notice. So I would, Linderbaum would be my dream because
It would
the only
be. It would,
time the
it would,
Jets have been
as
good in
long,
my
as long
life,
as it, yeah,
Mawai, Mangold were at the helm,
yeah, yeah.
right?
So you get Lindenbaum, and then the thing we have to hope for, and I know Membu's going to be all pro. Like I'm so confident of it. I mean, obviously, there's always the chance the guy has the flat line and never gets. I he got better every week. There's things he was doing that he's special. Olu, I think, he's just taken the normal ladder, right? The normal left tackle ladder, like gaining experience, getting better and better, and then it's what's going to determine how if he could be great is that he doesn't level off. He just keeps getting better and better, right?
Yeah.
And we need that to happen. We're hoping that happens. I'm not disappointed in him. I'm not panicking at all. I think that Olu has done a lot to show me there's a chance that he could develop into an all-pro left tackle, or at least just be very, very good. So there's an opportunity here that this could be that Indianapolis Colts from a few years ago, like 5 years ago, that offensive line. I want that kind of offensive line, man. Or even Baltimore, you could say, right?
Whoa.
They had a great offensive line.
We got a little bit of breaking news.
Yeah.
Bo Nix, his playoffs are over.
Oh, no.
He's having surgery to repair a broken ankle, Coach Sean Payton announced. He has a fractured bone in his ankle on second to last play in overtime.
Oh.
And Jarrett Stidham will be the quarterback in the AFC Championship, which I don't ever want to see. I'm not celebrating a player getting injured. I would never do that. This does open up my Houston to the Super Bowl. It increased those odds. So Houston, you have an opportunity. Go run the table. I mean, I saw him take the knee. I didn't see anything hobbled, but I guess it's a hairline fracture or a fracture. But that's
man.
tough.
That's messed up. Who's their backup? Is Strenham?
Jarrett Stidham.
Stidham. That's the guy they picked over Zach Wilson.
I'd pick you over Zach Wilson.
No, but I remember how they were talking. They were trying to talk him up in the offseason. Oh, he's so good. He just needed the right coaching. And then Stidham beat him out. And you're like, I thought he was good. What happened? What happened to all the hype?
What was the second to last play? The last play was the knee.
Right. When he moved over and took the knee. Was the last play the pass interference?
There? I mean, the last play would be the field goal. The second to last play of the game would be taking the knee.
Taking the knee?
And then other than that, it would be the throw downfield that got them down there, the penalty.
Pass interference.
Wow. That's a shame, man.
It's
that
not
far.
Oh, my God. It's not Achilles, though. It's not the kind of thing that's going to be a full year or anything weird, right? Like he'll be back for training camp.
Dion Dawkins crying at his locker after being told Josh Allen said he felt he let his team down. Dawkins whispered through tears, he didn't let us down, and then turned around crying even more. Dude, go watch the film. He let you down. He missed a wide open tight end, just like he missed the 2-point conversion. He misses throws when all the chips are on the line.
I hate Dawkins. Let him suffer. Let him suffer.
Tom Ace, loving the Josh Allen post-game interview cry fest. Well, that's because the media decided to troll him and kept playing Michael B. Jordan banging his wife time and time again on film. I will never stop referencing that, and I hope that their child comes out looking like Michael B. Jordan. I really, I hope he does, or she. Doesn't matter. But yeah, with Bo Nix, listen, I'm not a massive Denver hater. I hate the Denver fans from 1998 AFC Championship in January of 99 when Wayne Corbett's sister got punched in the face by a fan after the game as they were walking out of the stadium, his family. So I hate the fans, but I don't want to see anybody get hurt. And that's heartbreaking to see this kid coming into his own, playing great, and then you win a huge game, right? The biggest win they've had since Peyton Manning was quarterback on the Super Bowl run. And then it gets taken away from him. So heartbreaking for the young kid, but that's sad. That's really, really sad.
The touchdown pass he threw, that last one that he threw,
thank you, Phil,
was so beautiful. The way he dropped that ball in. So beautiful.
Ready to kill Peyton because why are you scoring with 55 seconds left? Do you not know what this team can do?
Yeah, but such a beautiful pass, and I was like, I was really impressed by that. That even like that notched up my I was wrong about Bo Nix. Like that pass made me say a little bit more of I was really wrong about him.
You hated him. You hated him. You hated him coming out.
I hated him as a first rounder.
Yeah,
I want to qualify that. I didn't say he's undraftable. I had him.
Well, when we were discussing the quarterbacks at the top of the draft, you were like, you were out on him.
Yeah,
that was the guy that like you were seeing red when he got brought up.
I had him at 6, and it's for the same. I mean, I would rank a guy.
I mean, he went 5th, right, out of the quarterbacks, so you weren't far off with it.
I wasn't far
off.
Nobody
expected 5 to go that quick.
Right, I had him ranked 6th. In all fairness, I had him ranked 6th, and he went 5th. So it's not that I was that far off.
Yeah,
but the reason I didn't like him is the same reason I wouldn't like any quarterback. That's not their fault.
Yeah,
I say it better now. I don't like quarterbacks who it's not that I didn't think he was good or had evidence he wasn't good. I want evidence that they are good. And I just thought watching him on the Ducks, he had no pressure, wide open receivers. So I didn't see the evidence. But that's not a knock on the guy. That doesn't mean that's why I had him 6th. I didn't see him as, he can't play quarterback. I just said, I don't feel safe with him because how is that going to work in the NFL? Well, he's proving that it's working quite fine in the NFL.
And you're just to give everyone the full picture here. I'm summarizing it. Your anger about him came when like you would see him ranked 2 or even 1. When you were like, what are you people seeing?
When people were saying take him over Drake May, take him over Daniel, like those guys, that was what got me. That was like, are you crazy? How do you take him over Drake May? Drake May, and the other guy the other guy I really liked, and I think the jury is still out because he played really well like the last 4 games of the season. But a lot of people saying he's a bust is JJ McCarthy. And I'm not, and JJ McCarthy literally has started 11 NFL games. And the last 4 games of the season, he was looking really good. Yeah. So the jury is still out on him.
Absolutely. And just hope that he doesn't go to any casinos at 4 a.m. with Addison.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Art Stevo, we don't know. I would love to tell you that Muji is the quarterback whisperer and was telling everybody in Denver to take this guy, but we don't know that information yet. But again, sad to hear this about Nix. You're riding the highest of highs. You beat Josh Allen in the Bills, and I'm sure people were telling you can't do it. And for the most part, you outplayed Josh. Like that game came down. You made the throws, he didn't. And that's sad. My heart goes out to him. It really does. And I have no rooting interest in Denver, but just a fan of the game to see a player play that game. And then on the last play of the game, you get injured. That sucks. That really, really sucks. And speedy recovery to him.
By the way, do you know how I redeemed myself from being wrong about Bo Nix? By being so right about the fact that Cam Ward sucks.
Nice. Oh, hey, Matt. Didn't know you were here. Neither one of us noticed you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey. I didn't know Matt was here.
Nice. But, folks, again, return of Nick and Jeremy together. Hit the like button. We have 69 likes right now. I don't know if we want any more of you to hit that. That's what she said. Oh, we're at 70. Okay, now we can start hitting it again. That's also what she said, Jer.
Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel. We're at 2014, folks. The climb is on. Super chats, gifted memberships in honor of Buffalo losing. Doubled. $5 and up. Gifted memberships. Make it happen. Make it rain. If we get to, we are at 1 member with Phil. We are at 1 member right now. If we get to 10, I'll gift 5. If we get to 10 memberships in this show, I'll gift 5. Let's get nuts, folks. Let's share the love. All right, Jared.
Get silly.
Defensive coordinator. Do you have a rooting interest, or you just like get it right? Like, we don't know what the meetings are going to be. We don't know what the sales pitch is going to be. We don't know what Glenn wants. We don't know what he's being sold. right? As part of the pitch, the why to hire X, Y, or Z. I don't have a rooting interest for anyone. Yes, nostalgic Jim Leonard. Sure, it'd be a nice story. I'm tired of the nice stories of the past. I want the fucking success story. I don't give a shit who it is. I don't care if it's the guy outside a Quick Check with a cup in his hand asking me for change. I don't care if it's the baker at ShopRite. I don't care. Whoever can make this defense work, I'm the fan of. Just get it right. How about you? Where do you stand?
By the way, Knobcraft has been smoking crack. Can somebody please get the crack out of his system? He better be very sarcastic with the last.
Who the
comment.
fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
I like Leonard. Not so much because of the nostalgia. I like him because of where he's been. And I like the idea of a young up and coming guy because we can't get the established guy, right? So anybody that has done it, that has experience, there's a reason why they need a job, right? So that's but I just want to get the right up and coming coach. You know, like Carolina got it right. They nailed their head coach. You know, like I want to nail a defensive coordinator.
Whoa, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, waddle doodle. Watch out now. Jeremy, I don't want to tell you anything you might not know, but when I coached Pop Warner, defensive coordinator, buddy.
I would love to just get it right and have them get it right with a young guy, a brilliant mind, who's is the next guy that everybody would love to have as the coach and wishes they knew. You know, like all the guys we talk about when people talk about Ben Johnson and Liam Cohn, and there was a time where they were nobodies and nobody knew that. And every Jet fan would be pissed if we would have hired him. There's a freaking offensive line coach who we're making him the coordinator. They all came from somewhere, right? So whether Leonard would be nice because I like his background, I like where he comes from, I like the people that he's been taught by, and and where he's been. But even if it wasn't him, just get me some young, proven guy. Don't get me some assistant defensive coach on Miami, because what was successful about Miami's defense last season that you'd want like their defensive back coach? Like, I don't get that one.
They made Josh Allen fumble at the one.
Yeah.
What else? I don't know. A little bit of news coming in from Schefter. On the second to last play of overtime, Broncos quarterback Nick fractured a bone in his right ankle. He is scheduled to have surgery Tuesday in Birmingham, Alabama, and says that we felt it was best to tell everyone now.
Wow.
This has got to be severe. Now, granted, the second the kick went through, I closed the tab. I hit the live button. I don't know if there was footage of him limping off the field. Nobody mentioned it in the chat. If you did, forgive me. Excuse me for missing it. But that's pretty wild that we've been on for an hour and 13 minutes, that you already know you're having surgery and have to go to Alabama that quick. So you're going to James Andrews, right? And his group there. It's pretty interesting that this all came about that quickly.
Yeah. Tom C is heading down to Alabama. Maybe he can send flowers or go to the wait in the waiting room and go say hello. He'll be down there for the Senior Bowl.
Nam says I used to live across from the street from the hospital. Charles says I really like Wink Martindale. I think Wink Martindale.
He's really good when he's coaching defense. That's just me making a Charles type comment.
Yeah.
He's a good coach when it's defense.
I don't think, let me rephrase this. I don't think Aaron Glenn brings in somebody with that strong of a personality, like a Rex Ryan, like a Buddy Ryan, right? Like, I don't think he brings in that bold, brash, F you, we're doing it my way type of guy. And that's what Wink is. That's why he got fired by Dable, because that's exactly who he was. So I don't know if Glenn goes that route, but normally you want to have a little bit of contrast, I think, between head coach and coordinator. You don't want to have two alphas bumping chest and going at it like that, like we did at the draft party a couple years ago when we belly bumped as Phil Adams and others made reference to with us doing the show again. I think Wink is a recipe for disaster. I do.
I know that Matt O'Leary is not a fan of that pick. So
yeah. No, Patty, what are we doing? James, one of our resident Detroit Lions fans. Houston will walk to the Super Bowl now. And
Patty Grimes. Patty Grimes. Patty.
So
Patty. We'll go for
Patty. I have some news for you.
Yeah.
It's his wife's account. Patty's his wife's name. His name is James. Just found that out like 2 months ago.
That's so interesting.
For years, I've been welcoming Patty Grimes, resident Detroit Lions fan, along with David D. And then one day he like called in. He's like, "Hey Nick, my name's James. Patty's my wife's account." I'm like,
Never,
shit.
Never corrected me when I'd say
3 years.
I'd
3
say,
years.
You're Irish, Patty. You're so Irish. I love it, Patty. Saint
6
Patty.
Not yet. Not yet. We're getting there. I don't know if I told you this. I'm down 143 pounds. I'm in the 230s. I was 382 at my worst, and right now
I saw that. I saw that you were talking about it. It's wild. I'm still like balanced. I'm still balanced. I put some of it back, but not all of it. I'm still okay. But I got to get ready for a wedding in March, so I got a bunch to lose.
Hell yeah, dude! I love it. I do fasting. I do intermittent fasting on the daily. I normally don't eat before 3 o'clock. I'll have maybe one meal. If I do have snacks, it's cheese or carrots or sugar-free peanut butter. Like I don't eat bad. If I do, and I haven't done this in a couple months, if I go get McDonald's because like I'm just like grumpy, I'll get the double cheeseburger. I'll throw the bun away. I'll fold it in half and like just eat it like a taco. I'll get the McChicken and just have that. Like I know it's not the best, but I try to even. Yeah. Yes. Ciao. Yes. Stand by. I'm gonna show you Nick Shine at his worst.
Patty
Grimes.
Patty Grimes.
Yeah. That was me at around 380.
Bro.
And it's my favorite thing to point out. Wrist fat.
Right. But you know what?
The wrist was rolling over on itself.
You know what? Well, unfortunately, we don't have in this is we don't have a picture of your foot.
No, I don't like feet. I don't like feet.
We need to see that there was one. We need proof that there was a toe once. I'm proof that there was. I remember there was a toe.
They gave this to me at the wound center. They drew a little toenail on it, and this was my parting gift at the wound center. I was like, "What do you do if someone loses a knee?" And the girl looks at me. She goes, "A lot of gauze. A lot of gauze gets used to make the knee."
Wild.
Yeah, good times. Now, you have to bet on it. Who's the starting quarterback on opening day for the Jets?
Oof. That's so hard because and you know what? That shows just how much disarray this organization is in because I have no idea. Like I'll tell you this, it's going to be somebody that's not on the roster now. We all know that, right? So it's somebody who is not a Jet right now. I think there's a chance that they're going to make a play at Malik Willis. I do. I think there's a chance. I'm not saying I don't know what the contract will look like. I'm not saying I'm a fan of it. But just because you're not completely a fan of something, mean two things could be true at the same time. Does it mean that I'm excited about one thing about what that would mean? The one thing that would be exciting about Malik Willis is even if it's not a good chance, there's a chance that he could be the answer. A chance. I don't think it's very likely, but there's a chance because he's young. He didn't get much of a chance in Tennessee. He goes to Green Bay. Very small sample size, but man, he looked good in that small sample size. He gives that little ray of hope that maybe he comes in and maybe, oh my God, huge Sam Darnold type story, right? But but if they sign him to some big giant, if he sucks, it's gonna kill us in 2027. It's really risky. I don't know, man. I really don't. Maybe maybe Mariota. Maybe a guy like Mariota, a guy like Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Russell Wilson. Maybe Russell Wilson.
Oh, God, I couldn't.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. He's got, you know, there's something out there thinking that Aaron Glenn's gonna have to try to save his job, and he might just think like Russell Wilson might be able to save me. You know, like I don't know, because he's a veteran and you know he won a Super Bowl, but like think like in the minds unless Aaron Glenn has some kind of assurance from Woody that they've been in a meeting and saying, I know we're going to have a crappy quarterback next year, and because we're not getting a quarterback yet, and that's okay, and blah blah blah, and we'll get our quarterback in the 27 draft. So it does, unless he has some kind of insurance, he's trying to figure out how he can save his job. You'd have to imagine, right?
Yeah, absolutely. When I look at Malik Willis or any young quarterback on the rise, am I going to tie myself to the Jets? You know what I mean? Like there is that Jet factor that if you want to have a good opportunity, look what Fields just did, right? Like there's your blueprint. They said Fields was coming in. They said they were going to coach him up. They gave him money. And it was an absolute disaster. Absolute disaster. So shout out to the legend Bobby Midnight. I'm not sure if this is Addison or Bobby, but it says, hi, Nick Shine and Chaos. I miss you guys and everyone in the chat. I will have a show on Monday. Oh, Bobby, that'd be tremendous. Hope you're doing well, my friend. And much love to you, Bobo. And Addison.
Bobby. Hey, I want to shout out to Knobcraft. Buc-ee's is opening up a bunch of locations. Buc-ee's, the famous rest stop. Do you know I met Knobcraft for lunch in Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina? I took him to my favorite. Took him to a place called Clues at Coney Island, and he brought me snacks from Buc-ee's. Like I didn't know they have bag packaged snacks with their branding on it. So that was kind of cool.
I did not know that. Well, now, Chaos, I'm gonna throw it to you. Anything that you thought, hey, dumbass, I thought you were gonna bring this up. Anything that like you been waiting to discuss or want to ask? Anything on your mind with the Jets where you're like, how the hell did this idiot not mention this?
Let me think about that. We always talk about that. You know, the one thing that we left out that's been big talk. We talked about defensive coordinator. We talked about draft and who we think we're going to take. And what we didn't talk about was, and we may have mentioned it briefly, but we really didn't cover it, is what do you think we're going to do with, and it came up briefly, but we didn't really do predictions. AVT Breece Hall. If you were a betting man, and
I let AVT walk.
Right. Okay.
I love AVT. I love
what do you think is going to happen when the Jets suit up and come out on the field in 2026? Is AVT or Breece Hall going to be a Jet?
AVT is out west, either with the Raiders or the Chargers. I let AVT walk, and I love AVT the person. I love him the leader. I love him when he plays. But 60% of his career, 3 out of the 5 seasons, he hasn't played since after Election Day. Right. This year, he didn't even make it to Labor Day. So it's, I can't do it. And I think you get to a point of a career where a change of scenery is better for both sides. And I wish AVT well. And it will be the typical damned if you do, damned if you don't. If we sign him, he's hurt again before Columbus Day. If we let him go, he's going to be all world. But I just can't commit any more finances or roster commitment. And people say, oh, offer him 1 year, $5 million. His talent will get triple that. He'll get a $12-15 million a year deal. He might get $12 million with incentives based on playing time. His talent will get him paid. I just don't want to be the team to do it. I can't do it anymore. And what I would do with Breece, I would give him a transition tag, and I would let him go shop the market. And if he gets a contract and it's something that we feel we could match and something that we want to bring him back with, you do it. If not, you get the pick, and you get the pick in this year's draft, and that might fill the gap between 44 and 103 that we're looking to add another pick to. And then you can go get another running back. You know me, Jeff, for many years. I am a big proponent of draft running backs. Don't give them second deals. The second you drive that running back off the lot, the second you give him that first carry, it starts to go downhill. He's got an ACL injury already. He struggled to get to 1,000 yards. Granted, people will blame the quarterback. People will blame the line. People will blame everything. You can go find someone who can get you 1,000 yards in the NFL. To celebrate it like it was some huge accomplishment is fucking pathetic when it comes down to it. You know, you played 16 games in the NFL. You should be around 1,250 minimum if you're that elite. Now, I get it. The quarterback play was so bad. They stuffed the box. But then last year, we had more excuses. Eventually, the excuses fucking are too much. And it's just like, okay, let's just wipe the clean, try somebody else. So, and Tittman, to me, it should be the first move that you make in the offseason. Give Tittman an extension. Lock him up. Let him be right guard next to Membu and say, we're going to let you two grow up together and dominate this right side of the line for years to come. And those are the three big moves. I think you're going to, you know, what do you do with ABT? How do you handle Brees and extending Tittman? You know, obviously you have the Briggs. You offer him a qualifying offer. He's locked in. Mitchell and Mechie. Mitchell's on the contract. Mechie, you give him a qualifying offer.
What about left guard? Do you resign Simpson? Did you say that?
I'm either way. If you give him something like 12 to 15, excuse me, and you don't let him hit the market, all right, I can go draft a guard in round 2. I can draft a guy like Landon Dickerson, who came out from Alabama a few years ago, had that guard center flexibility. I can go get another guy like that where now I have Tittman, I have this guy, and then I could draft the center next year to replace Myers. And I have 3 guys in the middle that can play guard center in case of injuries, you know. And I always think that if you have guys who can play center, you have multiple geniuses on the field because they're all reading the defense together and they're all thinking, how are we going to block this? You don't have to be told what to do. They all know what to do. So I want a smart, athletic offensive line, guys that can get out in space. And if you have guys who have the ability to play center and guard, you get that. So, I mean, I like Simpson, but I'm not in love with Simpson where I say we can't lose him. I think he's easily replaceable by an SEC or Big Ten lineman at 44.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's plenty of guards that we can get. We can even trade back. Some of them fall more in the 60-something range. So,
yeah,
you know, we could swap.
Biantani, A&M, Nick Biantani.
Yeah, we could swap.
He's one of the guys.
We could
you
see
have the guy, Pregnon from Oregon.
Yeah, we can see if a team wants to swap out at like 28, 27. And in return, we swap 45 for 62, like that kind of scenario, you know?
Yeah. Shout out to DNY for life. I'd rather keep Tyrod than Russell. And I don't want Tyrod back, but let's take a chance with Malik Willis. Yeah, I think the chance with Malik could be good. But like I said earlier, if I'm Malik and I'm looking at the Jets and I'm Malik's agent, why are we going to try that? They did all this bravado and all this charisma and all this talk about we're bringing in Fields and it's coaching. He hasn't been coached and he got worse. So am I going to risk my client's payday on the Jets? Hey, listen, it's a serious conversation that's going to take place. It is.
Yeah.
So I do want to show this. We did mention Knob before.
Knob.
And of course, if you're going to have me and Jeremy arguing, we need a judge to oversee us. And that is the honorable, mischievous Judge Knobcraft overseeing me and Jeremy yelling. Now, I took a picture of myself that had a bald head because it was clear. And the first thing Knob says is, you look badass. You look like Triple H. The beard and the bald head, I guess the picture turned sideways, and the broad shoulders has a little bit of a Triple H thing. The Falcons are set to hire Kevin Stefanski as their new head coach. Very good hire by Atlanta.
Jesus.
I like that. Matt Ryan getting the job in the front office, goes and gets a 2-time coach of the year to come in there. And it says that Stefanski would likely keep Jeff Ulbrich as well, a coveted pairing in Atlanta. So you got Ulbrich and Stefanski. A lot of news tonight. A lot of news.
You're going to have Cleveland is going to look so bad if Stefanski takes Atlanta and makes them a good, strong playoff team. And Cleveland, man, who are they going to get? And they're going to be a joke. At what point does the general manager, at what point do you just strip the whole front office and say this is just such a mess? I don't know how that GM still has a job. Did they fire the GM yet? The guy who signed Deshaun Watson, traded and signed them? I think he might still be there.
$240 million fully guaranteed.
Wow.
That's
for a coach?
remarkable.
Oh, for Watson. Yeah, for Watson.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's-
After the charges, after the issue, not before. That's the crazy thing. They already knew that they had all these court cases, 30 women spoke against them. So you already knew you had this going on in his life. You didn't realize that even if he was cleared, you had to realize still that psychologically he might be affected because he was publicly humiliated.
All right. We got another score in Seattle. And poor Peter Pins, who places the bets for me, is in upstate New York. And he's like, I won't be able to check the cash outs till tomorrow. So I want to see what the cash out would be. For a $20 bet, after they both, Seattle moved on, obviously, to buy. Texans won. It was a 43-43 cash out. So with Seattle, obviously, up 24-6 right now with 30 seconds left in the first half, look like they're moving on. I'm curious to see after each game how much it bumps up to. If they both win this weekend and we're looking at a cash out in the 250-300 range, I'm going to take that. Gladly take that on a $20 bet.
Well, see which game is first, because maybe if you really love the game,
CBS has the first game next week, so it would be Denver and Houston would be first. So, all right, I would roll with that.
Roll with it. I don't know if I'd cash out of that. If Houston play, Houston, Denver.
Ian Rappaport, what an awful Houston tweet! Ian Rappaport sends out a tweet, says another opening filled. So I got a question for you.
Yes.
What we got? We got 10 minutes left.
Yeah, something like that.
Want to take some calls?
Sure.
All right. Let's see what we got, folks. I'm going to be up. I'm fired up. I'm going to hang out. If you want to hang out, feel free. Call in later. But right now, it's a little bit of reunion time. If you haven't spoken to me and Jeremy simultaneously in a while, here's your chance to call in. If you want to call in and hang out and talk Jets later, we can. But it's kind of a little bit of a reunion show here. So let's see if we can get some of our old-time viewers to maybe pop in and say hello. First off, we got Tommy, OG Jet fan. What's up, brother?
Nick, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
How are you guys? Jeremy, how are you?
I'm good.
Jets,
How are you, bro?
Our Jets we're in shambles right now. We're in shambles.
Yeah, it's true.
Let me sit down for 1 second.
It's true. There's no way to say it.
I'd rather be in shambles than Florham Park right now, though.
I'd rather be in Florham Park than at MetLife Stadium.
This is true. Well, look where I'm at. It's horrible here. It's lonely.
Man, it sucks. We're all diehard Jet fans, and we love this team, and they just keep eating our hearts out. Do we have to wait a whole nother year, Jeremy, Nick? Do we have to wait a whole nother year to get the quarterback? What are we going to do with the second pick? There's no quarterback there to draft number 2. So what do you guys think we're actually going to do with the number 2 pick? And then my question is, what are we going to wait for 4th, 5th round to get a quarterback, or Chandless in the 3rd round or something like that? What do you guys think?
I think that we have the choice was made for us, unless they magically love, Trinidad or Simpson. I wouldn't. If I was the GM, I might throw a dart in the 4th round, or trade up to the 3rd round and throw a dart or something like that. But the bad answer is, and I know it's not a popular answer, but the answer is, if you can't force it, it's not there. We're going to have, unfortunately, we're not going to have our quarterback of the future. We're not going to have our franchise quarterback next year.
Yeah.
And
Just build the best possible roster, Tom. If Mendoza goes 1 to the Raiders and you can't trade out and get more picks, whether it's Bain, whether it's Reese, I don't like Bailey. Bailey's too small. So for me right now, it would be between Reese and Bain. Just hit, right? Just get that impact player. We need more impact players. We need guys who can hit the quarterback and take the ball away, or create pressure that allows the guys on the back end to take the ball away. That gets the quarterback out of the pocket, moving his feet, doing things that we haven't really done consistently. So just get great players. And if it's not the quarterback, get great talent. And then you have everything you need to do to get the quarterback next year, whether it's the March for Arch, whether it's Gore for more, whether it's the laying for saying, whatever little catchphrase you want to use. Make this team as good as possible so that when a rookie comes in, we can succeed.
So Nick, in your opinion, you would go with what you think the best player available would be Edge, right? Guy from Miami?
It's right now, I'm torn between Bain and Reese.
Okay.
And it depends on what we do in free agency, which will have maybe a clearer picture for us on what route we're going to go. If you let Quincy Williams go and you don't get a linebacker, you're probably bringing in Reese, right, to play off-ball linebacker next to Sherwood. If you somehow sign Quincy, or you bring in a Chanel, like Alan has mentioned, or another vet, and then you're going to move Sherwood to off-ball, you're probably going Bain. So I think free agency will give us a clearer picture of our path in the draft. But everyone forgets.
Go ahead.
Everyone forgets, man, that free agency happens before the draft. And when we have all this draft capital, it's sexy to talk about the draft picks. But it's and my biggest question, or not biggest question, the main thing that I'm keeping an eye on with free agency and how they operate is Glenn a lame duck head coach. Are you signing 3-year deals over and over again when you might not have your coach? Or are you going to do, hey, let's go short-term deals. Let's go 2-year deal, but we can get out cheap in year 2. Let's go 1-year deals like we did last year. That's going to give me a clear picture of what they think of Glenn. Are you allowing Glenn to completely build this? Or are you going to tread lightly because you don't know if they're going to be there long-term?
And Nick
Ladies
and Dom,
and gentlemen, hold on. I'm out on the field. Ladies and gentlemen, Boomtown's doing it. Drop the Kevin Tats emoji right now. Kevin just gifted 5 channel memberships. Thank you, Kevin. 10 entries for you on the Super Bowl Joe Namath wheel. Your 5 went to Chris B, ladies and gentlemen. Emojis overload for Chris B. M123. Thomas Schwalk. Do you know anyone with the name Thomas Schwalk?
I don't know who he is. I never heard of him.
He just got a membership.
Word. That's what's
Alan
up.
just got a membership. And Jet Jaro just got a membership.
I'll have to gift one back now because I got one.
I like the sound of that. Chris B already celebrating his emojis. Welcome back into the fold, Chris. Congratulations to you. Now.
Hell yeah. Subscribe to that channel, motherfuckers. Subscribe.
Hey.
Subscribe. Hey.
Jeez, man.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Everybody better be subscribed. They're watching the show.
I thank you for calling. I appreciate you. Congrats on the membership.
One thing real quick. One thing real quick.
What you got?
When the Jets do you okay. Hold on 1 second. Aaron Glenn will be obviously our coach for this year. Now, how long does it take him to lose games till he gets fired? I know the Jets don't want to fire a coach because they did it to Saleh 4 games in. Now, if Aaron Glenn goes 0-5, is he getting fired?
Without a quarterback, I believe that Woody Johnson's going to give him a 3rd year, and I think they're going to let them go get it. I said this yesterday's show that Aaron Glenn and Muji tried to win. It didn't work. They sold off the assets, and now they're going to say, look, we don't get the quarterback this year, but we're going to build the roster, and then we're going to go get the quarterback in year 3. And obviously, if you go 0-8, 0-10, whatever, then I'm sure Woody could do what Woody does at certain times and just react and snap. But I think if you hit these draft picks, man, and you bring in quality football players, you're not going to lose those close games anymore. You're going to win a couple of them, even if it's a retread journeyman cornerback, dude. I really do.
Okay, one last question. If they start out 0-7 again, is Aaron Glenn still here at 0-7 in 2026?
I gotta see if it's 0-7 with a plus minus of -34, maybe. If it's with 134, probably not.
Yeah, like if we're
because
not,
I think the goal is to get the quarterback right, and if you're getting closer to the quarterback, all right, that's part of the plan. All right, plan's working.
If we're not competitive, right, and the defense, let's say we draft those defensive guys, let's say, and we're still not competitive, and nobody's developing, like clearly, like there's no sparks, there's nothing to be excited about. I think that Woody is influenced by the fans. We know that no matter what people say, it's a reality, and there will be pitchforks. We're gonna all be flipping out, and he'll be gone. He'll need to. Even without a quarterback, yes, that'll protect him to some extent of why he's not going to make the playoffs or whatever it is. But he has to show improvement. We have to be competitive.
Yeah. Tommy,
hey,
I got
guys,
a lot of people on the line, brother.
God bless. Thank you for taking my call, Nick. God bless you guys.
Be good, buddy. God bless you too.
Take care, brother.
All right, bro.
Now, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
Hi, Jeremy. I miss you.
Bobby!
Hey, what's up, Bobby? Bobby!
Jeremy, I miss you very much. You're a great guy.
Thank you.
I'm happy you're back. You're a great guy.
Thanks.
I know. I think I signed up for your Brooklyn Brothers food. I think I signed up for that.
Yeah, but if you really miss me, there's a lot of I've been releasing a lot of videos lately on Jets Chaos.
Oh, okay. Do you do your own show too?
Not really live shows, but I've been dropping a lot of videos.
Okay, well, it's nice to see you. I miss you very much. And Nick, I miss you too.
Thanks, Bobby.
And then the Jets. Okay, I think who is going to be the quarterback for the Jets? Backup quarterback for the Jets.
Wow, we don't even know the starting quarterback yet, man.
I
think everybody's going to be a backup.
Are you going to get a free agent quarterback?
I think so. I don't think there's a big name to be had.
Well,
you're probably looking at a Mitch Trubisky, a Mariota. Man, it's not really exciting. It's
probably better than what we freaking have now.
This is true. I do have to say congratulations to you. I do love the Harbaugh. I do love the Harbaugh signing. My buddy Steve was in the chat.
Baby, Giants are gonna be rocking and roll this year, baby. Next year.
Are you still gonna wear the Jet hat, or are you going back to full Giants now?
No, I'm wearing the Jet hat, but I still like the Giants. Like, what's the name, Lane Train. So I like both teams.
Yeah,
I've been
a
Jet fan since 1979.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first full season. I was born October '78. So
well, see how far I am now. See, you were only born, and I was like in my teenage years.
Yeah.
See, no, I was 11.
Man.
I was 11 at the time. I think
1979. Bobby, much different time than now. Had long hippie-ish hair. Had a beard.
Oh, no,
walked around in a bathrobe like Hugh Hefner. Oh, you're still doing that.
What?
Long hippie-ish hair, a beard.
Well,
I
haven't seen her in a long time. I think it might be this week or next week. I get my shoe off.
Nice.
Dana is very good now. I just saw my doctor Tuesday. That Tuesday just passed. He says it's looking good. Ooh.
Nice.
And then I want to talk about the defense. I think you should get. Is there any free agents out there for defense linemen?
I'd have to look at the free agents. Don't forget the free agent market between January, February, and early March. Guys who were scheduled can re-sign contracts. They can be
right. No, I understand, but
so there's a lot of action. So I haven't really looked over the free agent list yet.
It might be after the draft, then we talk about free agency, right? So
no, it's before. But in February and early March, guys who are expected to be free agents, the team can come like last year. Remember we signed Sherwood before free agency?
Yep.
So a
yep.
guy that we thought was hitting the market never did.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
thing here.
All right. Do you? I had to take time off from YouTube. I just
That's
had to clean my head. I talked to Nate. I talked to Knob. Knob said I sound better now.
Nice,
So
you
yeah,
do.
I needed time off. Like you told me to take time off, and
I took a week
Anyway.
off in early December, man. And sometimes you just got to clear your head and get your mind right.
Yeah. Well, when this shoe gets off, I'm gonna be a lot better too.
Awesome. Love to hear it.
Jeremy, I'm talking about my toe. I had toe surgery.
Oh,
and then it's healing up right now. So
well,
He's
yeah,
lucky
just
though,
check
Jeremy.
if
He
it's
got to
if you-
keep the toe.
If you have
What?
if you have any issues with the healing and it swells up or whatever, make sure you run to the hospital so you don't end up like Nick.
no, it's not swollen. No. The doctor said no. It looks
Okay.
very good. Like 3 weeks ago, it was like bad.
Good.
Now it's like clearing out. They wrapped me up pretty good, wrapped up.
Well, Bobby, I'm going to be on late. I got a lot of
Yeah.
callers who want to say hi to Jeremy. I know I'm going to lose Jeremy any minute.
Right.
But if you want, call back in later. Okay, buddy?
Yeah, and you go to talk about the Jets again, or
Yes,
can we talk
always.
about anything else?
Whatever you want. You call back
we
in later,
talk-
whatever you want. The
Can
world
we
is
have a
yours today.
freaky show tonight like we used
All
to?
right, maybe. That's a
Oh,
tease.
come
We can't-
on. Let's do it.
Maybe, I said. I'm not
How
against
many
it.
times are you going to talk about this team? I don't know what else you could talk about this team. I really
I
don't.
love you, Bobby.
I love you too. Bye, Jeremy. I love you. I love you,
Ladies
Nick.
and gentlemen, the legend, Bobby
Yeah.
Midnight.
Bye, guys.
Take care, Bobby. Now I know how I made Jeff Ulbrich feel.
Nice. Speaking of awkward situations,
Hey, he said, "Freaky baby, you know to bring in, dog, because the freaks come out at night." What? Freaks come out
Nope.
at night, yo.
1 second, Johnny, before you get going. We had some action in the chat that I missed out on. Jets Worldwide, your show, your partner, Snowball, with a $20 super chat. Thank God.
Wow.
Shine and Chaos is back. Love you guys. Well, Snowball, you are in the Joe Namath Super Bowl raffle entry for 4 Horsemen, 8 entries. Thank you, good sir. I appreciate you. And
I was in
Tommy, true to his
Snowball's
word.
house.
I'm sorry.
I was once in Snowball's house. I pet his dog.
Nice.
I seen it. I was there.
Johnny probably has like some creepy, weird fetish code word for petting the dog. But true to his word, Tommy gifted a membership that
Funny.
went to Mikal Edwards. I know Mikal Edwards. Thank you, Tommy. Appreciate you. We are 3 members away. If we get 3 more gifted memberships, I'll gift 5, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great night. Johnny's here. Johnny, what do you got going on? What's your thoughts?
First off, man, yo, this is awesome seeing both of you guys back on the screen together and having a show together. I mean, you guys have done shows that you guys have been like together, but not a full like actual segment type of show together. So this has been dope.
And we're gonna end the show with Sounds of Silence, just like Simon and Garfunkel when they got back together.
Hell yeah, let's do it. Just look at the flowers. And yo, shout out to Bobby, bro. It was good seeing Bobby, man. Bobby, yo, a lot of us have been asking about you. I'm glad that you're doing good, man. So it's good seeing you, brother.
Yeah,
and then
that was a nice surprise.
And major shout out to our guy, Jaden. It's his birthday today. So hey, Jaden, happy birthday, brother. I hope you had a good time with your family. I think he went out to dinner tonight. I think he just got back. So happy birthday, bro.
Excuse me. This segment of the Nick Shine Show is brought to you by Siri. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. Oh, the phone is locked. Hey, Siri. Text Jaden D'Angelo. Happy birthday, my son, comma. I love you and wish you nothing but the best today and every day.
Oh, Ricky, you're so fine. You blow my mind. Hey, Ricky.
All right. Thank you, Johnny.
Hey, but so kind of like what you guys were talking about a little bit, right?
David said I don't have a birthday.
He doesn't. He's
have a birthday.
So
what do you got, Johnny? Get to the point, Johnny.
All right.
Oh, yo.
So I want to be able to like just get a whole bunch of weapons, right? Free agency if we can. But dude, like we're talking on the Addy show a little bit earlier, and George Pickens is out there. Do we make I mean, Nick, you already know how we feel about Pickens and whatnot, but would you take a swing on this guy?
No. If I met him in person, yes, I would swing on him. But no, I can't bring that fucking guy into this locker room. I don't want that guy anywhere near Garrett Wilson and being toxic. No. Love the talent, hate the player.
Is it really that bad with him, though?
I just don't want that. No.
It's really
I
that
don't
bad.
think they're bringing in toxic, loud, selfish, brash personalities. We already got that with the head coach. We don't need any more.
I mean,
why would he choose here? There's no quarterback. This guy just had what, a 1,300-yard season? He's not going to a place with no quarterback.
Hey man, maybe Dak shakes off or some crazy shit occurs like that. Would you take a swing at him?
Siri, is Jets Chaos the greatest YouTube content provider alive?
Yes.
I have headphones on, so my Siri won't hear it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of guys that are there that I would want to take a swing on that are coming out on free agency. I mean, JFM is going to be there. Sheldon Rankins is going to be there. Dude, I might be one of the only cats, but I like Dean from Philly, the linebacker, and you know what he did with us over there with the Dogs. You got Blankship. He's a safety that's out there. Like, there's a lot. So I don't know. I mean, that's why I'm kind of wanting to go ahead and just get as many offensive weapons as we can and then do it in free agency. And then if in 2027 is the year that we're going to get this quarterback that everybody's saying, I mean, look, I still want probably Drew Allard if he falls for us. You know, I mean, after the 4th round for us, why not? Shit. So
I watched him.
No, dude, I've been on that guy, man. Yo, I'm kind of
Hey now, whoa, Johnny, whoa, hey, man.
I like the cats that are like are big, bro. 6'5". You know, dudes that could see over their damn linemen and everything could probably see the field a little bit more. You got a good arm. Hey, the taller the better.
Turn your volume down, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna have a fun little segment on the show here where I turn into Will Farrell from Anchorman, and I read whatever you put into a super chat. Enjoy this one, Wild Wave. Siri, search for gay videos. Oh, no, not my phone. All right, I stopped it. But thank you, world's gayest Jets fan. Also, Johnny, amazing that you're giving super chats while you're on the show with us. Much respect to you for that. Thank you.
Hey, man, I got to do what I got to do, you know. So
how you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Damn, hair's getting long, you know. So I'm chilling, man. I'm good. Feeling good. I'm feeling really good, like little by little. I got a procedure coming up next week. So nothing bad, just outpatient stuff, but you know, still rocking and rolling, man. So
you're a cute guy. You're very cute.
Hey, that's what Jaden tells me all the time. You know, Jaden's in the chat right now, but you know, you'll be over later. But hey, love what you guys are doing, man. I'm so glad that you guys are back. This shit made me mad happy. It was halftime, and I was like, oh, all right, bet he put it out. Let me hop on really quick, say what's up to my boys and everything, man. You guys keep killing it. And how awesome was it seeing Josh Allen cry at the podium today, talking about, I love my team now. Yeah.
We didn't get to see it because we were doing this show.
Yeah, fuck the Bills. But that being said, you guys be good, man.
Be good, Johnny.
Shine in chaos.
Later, brother.
Peace,
and
peace.
ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, after the show, make a note, put Jets Worldwide in your search bar and go over, subscribe to Snowball and Johnny. They do Friday nights at 7:30. A lot of fun on that show. Chaos was on there last night with Matt O'Leary, and he was pretending to be Aaron Glenn in a role playing, and your voice was a mix between Big Pussy from The Sopranos and Shaft. If they merged their voices together, the voice that you were doing to be Aaron Glenn was just.
Some people were saying Aaron Al Pacino. Hoo-ah.
Hey, like that. Yeah, he kept in character the whole time. It was amazing, and it was supposed to be like a Texan accent, right? Like, you know, AG is a Texan, and it just
did a little bit of. I threw a little Southern like pronunciation in that I know from North Carolina.
Yeah, well,
like, you know, like Ian. Like a lot
Johnny,
of Ian.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, boys. Y'all be good,
Keep
man.
getting better every day, bro.
Always. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, all you shiners, it's time for something cool. I'm here to do my part. I'll drop a stinky fart. No chicken soup for you. I'm gonna eat it up. And then I'll do a show and talk about the Green Hornet. I got a new laptop. You know it doesn't suck. I'll need to keep it down when I'm making too much noise. My mom will pull the plug and Dennis smack my ass, and that will surely blow. Hey, fuckers, it's time for the Nick Shine Show.
And gentlemen,
Jeremy, it's good to see you too again.
Colts fan Charles Gorman in the house.
So you want me to pledge my quote-unquote allegiance to them for next
more year? We need the Colts to have a top 10 pick again next year. Your services are not done yet, Charles. This is so important to the cause.
We'll send you a hat, a Colts hat.
I'll get you a Jonathan Taylor jersey if you commit for the 2026.
Make it a Peyton Manning jersey.
Deal. Deal.
I do like Jonathan Taylor, but Peyton Manning's my guy. Anyways.
Deal. Charles, wait. Deal. High five it right now. Deal.
Deal.
High five. What are you doing? What are you making me look like an idiot for? Is that your hand? What the fuck was that? Did you just high five me with your elbow?
No, I'm using my hand. There you go.
Oh, there we go. All right. It's a deal. I'll get you a Peyton Manning jersey, white or blue.
Doesn't matter. I don't care.
All right, I'm going to get you blue because you seem to be a bit of a messy eater.
Yeah, I am. First off, before I get started with what I have to say, I wish the best of luck to Bo Nix on his good recovery. Yeah. I was shocked by the rest of you. Look, we don't want to see anybody get hurt, regardless what team they play for. So I pray for Bo Nix, and I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's going to be a good one for years to come. That's just me personally, Jeremy. I think he's going to be a good one, man. But what I'm going to say is that, I know you're a Georgia fan, Nick Shine, when it comes to NCAA football, but do you think there's a chance the Jets could get C.J. Carr in the 2027 draft from Notre Dame? I've seen him play several times, and he looks pretty decent to me.
I know of Love. I don't watch Notre Dame football at all. So I'd have to do research on the player. I couldn't comment on him, to be completely honest with you.
That's fine.
I know
That's totally cool, bro.
Highlights this year, but I don't know really anyone else on Notre Dame.
Jeremiah Love is good. I can definitely see the Jets drafting him. Not saying with the second overall pick, that would be crazy as hell. That'll be the Giants in 2018 when they drafted Saquon Barkley. But I do think I can definitely see the Jets getting him if the Jets choose to move on from Brees Hall, which there's a huge chance that could happen. I don't want it to happen.
Keep focusing, Charles.
I'm sorry. I'm watching the Seattle game. I'm glad Seattle's winning.
And also, shout out to you and Mikey for tremendous play-by-play last week.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You were not the only person that suggested I try commentary. A couple of my friends' parents were like, why don't you get into commentary? I said, unfortunately, I didn't major in sports. I majored in criminal justice, and I minored in political science. So,
all right, now that we have your resume, any questions for Chaos?
Chaos, how you doing, buddy?
Pretty good. Hanging in there.
That's great.
I don't know why I'm hanging in there because nothing horrible happened in my life, but
that's good.
Let's see. Well, what would be a good? Come on.
All right, I tell you what. You think of the question, and I'll come back to you. Okay.
Ask me about my nose.
Your nose?
Yeah.
Your nose is fine. I see nothing wrong with it. Why?
Think of the question. I'll come back to you, all right?
Malik Willis, is he a free agent after this year?
He is.
Yes.
I like him. I think he's very talented. I think he has the potential to be a good player in this league. But but the thing is, how will he fit with if we keep Tanner Angstrom? That is, how would his play style fit Tanner Angstrom's system? Or should I say, how would his play be good enough for us? Is this what I'm asking?
Jeremy?
We have a very small sample size, but it seems that Tennessee, he was obviously nobody thinks that that's a wonderful place to have started his career. He didn't have a great team around him. He goes to Green Bay where there's really good offensive coaching. It's a small sample size, but there's some really good film. Like there's some, he did some things really well. But again, you can't get out of the fact that it's a small sample size, and you also have to say, and you bring up
I
the
agree.
offensive coordinator. You bring up the offensive coordinator, which is a really good thing to bring up because a guy could look really good in Green Bay, but if you don't have the coaching, they might not look so good when they're here. Like
Exactly.
we might end up with the Malik Willis that was,
In Tennessee.
Tennessee. So I think the jury's still out on that. Like I don't have Estran completely judged, but I would think that I think what he wants to get to and where he should try to get to is to try to do what he did with Goff with Malik Willis. Like try to just get him into a position where he could be in the pocket and be able to be effective from the pocket. And then if he, if there's mobility there that could be utilized when you need it, that's always a great asset. But his background is more about creating opportunities for a quarterback that drops back with really good passing routes, and a smart offense where guys get open.
And if you have Garrett Wilson, Mechie, Mitchell, Taylor, a potential rookie, maybe Willis looks at this and says, you know what, these guys have speed, can run all different types of routes. Maybe this is something I can excel in. So, there's more to it than just what we see. And if he's brought in or they talk to him in free agency, maybe they can sell him on what they want to do. Maybe they add a free agent wide receiver first. Normally there's a pecking order to the quarterbacks, and I don't know if Malik Willis would be the number one quarterback in free agency, but there's usually the hierarchy goes and they settle in, and then the domino effect goes downhill. Very rarely do you have someone like a Rodgers waiting and waiting and waiting. Usually it's strike while the iron's hot, and then after the first guy settles in, everyone else makes their moves accordingly. Charles, appreciate you for calling in. Thank you, sir. And you will have the Peyton Manning jersey before opening day. Okay.
Thank you, man.
All right. Enjoy.
Thanks,
God
Charles.
bless. Go Jets and Colts for you. Next up, you got one more in you?
Yeah, I'm fine. My wife's working out, so.
Oh, nice. All right. Haven't had this caller in a while. Going to bring him on right now. We got Devin. What's up, man? How you been?
I'm good, brother. I like to chill in the background. I just had to jump on here because Jeremy, I hadn't really spoken to you like that. I see you on this show. I've seen you on this show before. I've seen you on a couple other shows. And Nick, I was checking it out on the background. I like to stay in the background. But last night, Jeremy had me freaking dying, bro. You were so fucking hilarious, bro. It was amazing. I was loving that shit. I was like, this dude is hilarious, man. So I just kept cracking up. Every time you answer something, it's just like, this dude is crazy. He's crazy.
He had
so
one
I really
line that
appreciate
had me
that.
really laughing out loud. They asked him a question, and I'm not sure to do the voice, but he goes, you gotta hold on to the rope. Hold on to the rope. That's what we do. And the way he changed up to, that's what we do. And I was like, that's perfect.
The other one that he did that just had me just like bawling out. Like he was like, when he's like, what happened with the Aaron Rodgers situation? He said he came in, he showed me his, and I showed him mine.
He left.
Nice.
I said that was amazing, bro. That was amazing. I truly appreciate that.
Thank you. I used to do improv. I used to perform comedy, and my favorite thing was doing characters, like having to like put a character, so when I love it when going on Jets Worldwide because they always allow me to do that. So it was fun to do some character work and just like jump into it and just roll with them, So
yeah.
I'm glad you liked it. Thanks. That's the best feedback.
And shout out to Jets Worldwide too, bro. Like that was awesome. All those guys. Man, I just wanted to jump on here, man. What I would love? I would love for karma heads to prevail. And what I mean by that, right? So a couple of thoughts here. I'm gonna jump in this and get
You're
you
with
guys
the wrong
feedback
fan
on
base, bro.
I know, bro. That's the problem. And that's the problem. It's like we have this vicious cycle going on and people don't really think about it, right? So we want to be successful. Like I'm in the camp of giving Aaron Glenn another year. You call me an Aaron Glenn truther and all that. He was a Jet, all of this stuff. it's not, and I don't like the fact that people are like, it's a truth or you're a truther. It's not that I'm a truther. The fact of the matter is that we cannot be an organization that continues to bring in head coach year after year after year. And everyone has us as the laughing stock of the NFL and saying, you know, everything is crap over here. And when the fans are going with this vitriol of killing Aaron Glenn and wanting to get rid of him, which I understand because 3-14 is not acceptable. And it's not acceptable for it to happen again next year, right? But think about the fact of like, can we just become just, and even if someone said if he's 0-7 next year, okay, you know what? Let him be 0-7 because he won't be the coach in 2027. But then we have a top draft pick, right? But we've then established that we will give you an opportunity to coach this team. But if it doesn't, if it's displayed that you just can't do it, then you got to go. But let's be calm about this. And when all of the fans are in outrage like this, it doesn't make talented people want to come in here because they're going to be like, well, that fan base is rabid. And the minute that something goes sideways, you know, they're going to be calling for my head, and I don't want to deal with that. And then the New York media on top of that, it just kills us. You know what I'm saying? Like, we catch all these strays. We still catching strays for Gino and Sam, and they haven't been on the team for fucking 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, and so these are the things that we have to think about as Jets fans and say, like let's just, you know, all right, we said we wanted him fired. He's not fired. Let's now move to a thought process of saying, what? Let's see what's going to happen next year. We got free agency. And the fact of the matter is people are getting outraged. The Jets aren't doing anything. The Jets aren't doing anything. Who are they interviewing? Well, they're moving in silence, man. And I appreciate that because the fact that one Jets job is on lockdown and nothing comes out is refreshing to me. You know what I mean? So that's one good thing that he does well. So that's my thought on that. As far as it relates to the draft, like I want to see what happens in free agency. But I think if we stick at 2, I don't know. If we get Bain or the kid from Alabama, that if we get the kid from Alabama, I think Reese was his name, but it's
Ohio State.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Ohio State. That's what I meant. Ohio State. But I want him to just be N. Let's put him at an edge. He did a lot at Ohio State, which is great, you know, but we need people to be focused. And we need to get the right defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? So that hire is going to be really important. I also Johnny took my thunder because I've been saying for a while too. I don't mind what if we draft a Drew Aller in the second round with our second round, a second pick of the second round, or I mean because we don't have a third round pick. You know what I mean? If we had a third round pick, I would love that.
Like we have that 33rd pick we could sell. We might bump down from 2. Like we can move from 16 if we don't like. We can maneuver a lot to get in to fill that void that we have between 44 and 103.
But I want to talk quarterback.
We have 4 opportunities really to maneuver and add to that. You know, and if you want to go take a quarterback and you want to take a flyer, I would move back a little bit, get a 3, and then do it. Like if it's your 5th selection of the draft, I don't care if it's a 3 because normally that's your 5th round pick. So I'm not going to stress over that. Like the year that Breece Hall, we took him in the 2nd round. Normally I would go nuts if you took a running back in the 2nd round, but it was your 4th pick. So I'm okay with at that point going and taking a player that they thought would be massively impactful. So question
is
for
there
you
a quarterback
from Boomtown? He says, why can't we keep bringing in a new coach until we get the right one? Worked out well for the Texans. Devin?
Because we're New York. Because we're the Jets. Because everyone makes fun of us. Because we need to display some level of stability, especially having an owner that is that is like has the temperament of a 5-year-old. You know what I mean? So we need stuff to be calm. And again, I'm only giving AG 1 more year. Like if he doesn't look good this year, then I'm out. You know what I mean? I'm out. But I'm going to give him 2 years. Do you guys have a quarterback that you would want to take a chance on? And like what round would you want to do it on? Both of you.
I don't right now, and I got to see who we bring in free agency. Because then I want a quarterback that's similar skill set. And I think after you see the free agent, whether it's a Trubisky, a Mariota, whoever, right? I would want to bring in a guy with the same skill set and similar skill sets, so you can coach and teach your quarterback room identically. I don't want a Joe Flacco if I have a Michael Vick behind him. You know what I mean? I wanna have it where we don't have to change the playbook. If you are whatever the skill set may be. Once we see who the veteran is, then I think I'll have a better idea who the we take a chance on later in the draft. But until then, it's just throwing names at the wall recklessly, right? Like we don't
Now,
really.
I mean,
I'm going to say this. Go ahead, go with Jeremy. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say if at 107 if they took a shot at 107 and it was like Al or a Sawyer Robertson or Newsmeyer, like something like that, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to say, okay, we're taking a shot. They're throwing a dart. They like the guy. You know, what it is. If they use like a second round pick, you know, I would imagine it would be on like Trinity Chambliss, or it would be Drew Aller, or it would be Ty Simpson. Like if it ended up that they used a second round pick, I think that's what it would fall on. Like it would end up probably that it was one of those guys. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. Like I think that's too expensive a dart to throw, to use up 33 and 45 are just too valuable.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Now, how about this thought? And I'll let you guys go. I know you probably got other callers. He's always hurt, but hear me out. What if we brought someone in like a Jimmy Garoppolo, which doesn't last, but Jimmy can play ball and he's really intelligent. We need smart players. That's the other thing that I want. I want to clean up this damn linebacker room. I'm tired of these dumbass players. I want players that have high football IQs. Yeah. But what about a Jimmy G who can teach a young guy that comes in, say we do draft for Trinidad or we do draft for Ty Simpson, and Jimmy G gonna last probably like 7-8 games. But then that young kid could come in, get a little bit more experience, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't, we still have a high draft pick. So what do you guys think of that thought?
You being very optimistic, thinking Jimmy G would last 7-8 games is pretty wild. That might be the wildest statement of the night. I don't think he's played 7-8 games in his entire career, and you're like, he's going to do it in 1 year.
But we'll have Linderbaum. I would like to keep AVT and put him at left tackle. Left guard. I'm not left tackle, left guard. And then our line is solidified. So he just got to pass, hand the ball off to our running back, and then he just got to pass. And he got to move too much. So, then he's going to stay healthy for at least 7-8 games.
Yeah, I think that it's going to be very underwhelming. Like
it is, man. But like, what do we
anything
do?
That excites the fan base. There's going to be outrage, and I think everyone just needs to come to terms with the fact that they're waiting for 27 for the quarterback. It sucks to say Allen was right, and Allen had this theory months ago, and Simpson was awful. Moore went back to school. We had one of the worst seasons we've ever watched, and we ended up at number 2. We couldn't even be the worst team with one of the worst seasons we've ever seen. So
I'm glad Moore went back, because we would have been forced to play him sooner than he was going to be ready. But I appreciate you guys.
Media, Glenn, it would have been a disaster. They would have been calling for him by Columbus Day, and he would have looked like Brady Cook, and it would have been a disaster, and we would have wasted a number 2 pick. Make the team better, and then the quarterback can come in and not do what Jets fans always do. We have a savior. No. We got another guy playing football, but the team is good enough to carry him until he's good enough to carry us. We don't need him to be a day one savior. That's the kiss of death for a Jets quarterback when fans label him a savior.
And that's what we need.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
How's my buddy doing?
You guys.
How's my little buddy doing? She good?
Oh, my daughter. Oh, she is very passionate. We went to a couple games this year, and she was very disappointed. We went to the Dallas game, and we went to opening game, which sucked. And but I'm glad that I'm glad we didn't bring Aaron Rodgers back too. That was the other thing, man. Like just like we would have been right and just good enough to not be good enough to get a good pick. Like that's exactly what would have took us.
We weren't good enough to win the Super Bowl, so why go all in one more year? Might as well wipe the slate clean, start fresh. But I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in. Don't be a stranger.
Have a good night, brother.
Take care, man. Nice guy.
Nice. Good call. Good call. I got one guy in the back. You give me a thumbs up if you saw my text message. Yes.
He's shaking his head no.
I know.
No, I did
Ricky,
not.
It's all right. I texted you earlier. I wanted to
phone's in the
save you
other
for the end for like a prolonged like hangout call and maybe a
Oh.
mock.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see it. The phone's in the other room. My bad. And
All right,
nobody
I'm
told me I
sorry.
had a text, so I'm sorry.
Uh,
My bad. My bad.
No worries, no worries. I messaged you a little while ago because I wanted to save you for the end and do the hangout with you. You know, that's why I wanted to make sure you were good with that. But
Oh,
how you
that's all
doing,
good.
sir? What's on your
Good,
mind?
man. Good. Yeah, obviously Linderbaum would be the dream free agent pick. So like that kind of goes without saying. But even though it is a small sample size, I really want Willis. And this would be my pitch to him and to any free agent or anybody we talk to, the combine, anything. With the draft picks we have, the capital we have, we can put the pieces around you to be successful. And not only would I bring in Willis, but my plan is to bring in Willis and Dobbs together. They've already got some chemistry. You don't got to wait for it to develop. It makes it to where we don't have to get a receiver early in the draft, and it opens up our options for us because that's already checked off. Plus, I think he would be a good complement to Garrett. And dude, that kid just makes plays. I like him as a number 2. And then if AD Mitchell doesn't work out, you know, he's going after the year. You could just replace him with Jeremiah the following year or something. But for this year, I would bring in Willis
Mitchell's
and
got 2
Dobbs
years
together.
left. This was Mitchell's second year, so actually we own his rights for 2 more years.
Oh, okay. I thought he was done after this year.
No, this was his
No,
second
we
year.
have for
Last
2 more
this
years,
past season
Chief.
was his second year. So we
Okay.
got him for 26 and 27.
Right on. At any rate, like, yeah, I would bring in those 2 guys together. And I would tell, you know, both Willis and Dobbs, I'd say, I want to keep you 2 guys together and let you continue the success that you've had over here. And then with those top 4, I would go Keldrick Falk. Then at 16, I would go Ione, the guard from Penn State. And then if you get Linderbaum too, you got your starting 5 for years to come. Make everything nice and solid for your young quarterback that you eventually get. And then I would take Anthony Hill and Dylan Thieneman. And then once we get to
I know you love
103,
him.
grab like Tim Keenan, the defensive tackle from Alabama at 103, and get your big run stuffer too. And that's it. Like, you know, we would be in much better shape with I think the most glaring of our needs filled.
Yeah, I mean, I like the plan. I know you're big on Thieneman, and
I really am.
listen, just get ball players, right? Like we have so many holes. Like I was saying earlier, if you get an end, you get a D tackle, you get a linebacker, you get a safety, you get a wide receiver, you get a running back, you get a center, you get a guard. Yes, okay, yes, we need all of these. You get a nickel, you get a speedy nickel in the round 5. You know, for days that Brownlee's outmatched underneath, you need a guy who can run these crossing routes. Go get a speedster. You know, there's a lot that we need. So just hit, right? Like just hit.
Well,
That's
yeah,
all I care about.
definitely. Yeah, whatever the picks are, you got to hit on them. You know, dude, I would love Styles, but I don't think he makes it to 16. I don't think there's a world where he makes it to 16.
Agreed.
So, I mean, I was trying to be as realistic and be as efficient as I thought I could with the picks that I made. And, dude, like Thieneman, I think is like Harrison Smith from the Vikings with a little bit better ball skills. Like I think he could be that kind of player. And, dude, one regime after the next, whether it's Saleh or, you know, they always say like, oh, we don't really value safety and we can get by with just some guy back there. But dude, you know, Tony Adams is just some guy. Ashton Davis was just some guy. Like I'm tired of having just some guy. Like I want a really good guy back there.
Yeah.
So, you know, and if you bring in like a Blankenship or something too in free agency and double up there, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. Dude, speaking of us needing linebackers, what would you think if they took a swing at like a Quay Walker or something in free agency?
Again, just get me ball players, right?
Right.
I'm not mad at it. Like we need a lot, man. We need starters. We need backups. We need quality players everywhere. If you're gonna go, I care more about once we find out who the defensive coordinator is. And Jeremy, back me up on this. Find guys that fit what they do. Don't try to find guys that say we're gonna make him fit here. Find guys who are absolutely perfect matches.
I can't remember
fire in the scheme.
Absolutely.
I can't remember who tweeted it. It might have been Joe Caparosa, but somebody tweeted today that the Jets said, you know, whoever their defensive coordinator hire is, that they want that guy to have input on the players that are getting drafted to make sure that the players fit that system. And I mean, that sounds obvious, but I at the same time, I still like hearing that. So
yeah, it's like hiring a chef, right? And let's say the defensive coordinator is your soup chef. They do soups and appetizers. You got to listen to what they need. What are the ingredients that they need, right? What do they need to make their dish? So it just makes sense. Like I always say, like I'm saying, like I'm not proposing that we hire him, but if the Jets made the decision to bring in Wink Martindale, knowing who he is as defensive coordinator makes me feel we're definitely taking Reese, because Reese would definitely fit in with a 34, a hybrid type of defensive coordinator. So,
absolutely. Yeah. I kind of hope they don't go that route, because really right now we don't have the personnel for a 3-4, and I don't want to blow up another part of the team. Like I would prefer, somebody that's going to run a 4-man front and whether that be Jim O'Neill or, Leonard or whoever they bring in, I would like them to stick with that. But that's going to be an important hire. And that and whoever they bring in to help develop the young quarterback are going to be their two most important hires. And you know what? You're right about Malik Willis when he was a rookie in Tennessee being really, really bad. But dude, he had Charles London for a quarterback coach. So I mean,
who's still here?
What do you expect?
He's still here.
Oops, right. Dude, he's not going to still be here.
Dude, it's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks. Tomorrow's 2 weeks since the regular season ended. If you're going to make a move, why wouldn't you make it?
Or I don't think it's going to be only him. I think they're going to bring in, whether it's another passing game coordinator or some kind of like the guy that they had for Zach that ended up passing away. They're going to bring in somebody specifically to help this quarterback, and I'm curious to see who that is.
That's fair. Shout out to Chris B. I missed this earlier. Member of the channel for 5 months. Says like, support, subscribe. Yes, folks. In honor of the Bills losing today, and Josh Allen and Deion Dawkins both crying. Can't wait to watch that. Raffle entries are double tonight. $5 super chats and up. Gifted memberships. If we get 3 more gifted memberships, I will gift 5. Let's spread the love in our community. Not the way that Knobcraft likes to spread love. That's really gross. We're not going to do that. Also, while I have your attention, and we still got over 60 of you watching here, tomorrow night, Sunday night, we're going back-to-back nights with great guests, ladies and gentlemen. We got Jeremy with us tonight. Tomorrow night, I'll be joined by the top pilot. We got Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7. He will be your pilot tomorrow night. I will be the co-pilot. Don't ask how we're fitting in the front of that together. Just use your imaginations, ladies and gentlemen. And we will be on tomorrow night at 9 p.m. here on the Nick Shine Show. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Be a part of it. We're taking over this offseason, ladies and gentlemen. What we're taking, I don't know, but it just sounded fun to say. We're winding down near the end. Chaos, I throw it to you.
Yes.
And anything you have left on your mind there? That beautiful ball dome of yours?
I'll ask Ricky, if while we have him, Is there anyone in the either the second round, fourth round as it stands right now? Pick 104, whatever, 106, whatever it is. Any players in Florida that you like? Any players that you know that we should be looking at?
In Florida, like not really in Florida. Like I doubt that like Jake Slaughter, the center, would get that far, and I don't know if I really want a center that's that tall anyway. But like at 103, like there could be like Tim Keenan, the defensive tackle from Alabama. You could get Max Clare, the tight end from Ohio State, who I really fucking like. You could get maybe Jacob Rodriguez, the Texas Tech linebacker. I mean, there's going to be some really good players in that range. Or maybe you get, a receiver in that spot, whether it be, Deion Burke, Skylar Bell, somebody like that. So, I mean, there's going to be some really good players there. So that's going to be an important pick. I also wouldn't mind seeing them, maybe take 175 or 178 and package it with that and try to move up just a little bit too. And then maybe you get yourself back in the market for like, oh God, it would be nice to get Jacoby Lane real late like that, like, and in like a 70 pick range. I really like him.
Jeremy, this was dying great. Boss Girl says Dante Corleone.
Yes, that would be somebody I'd look at 103 as well. Like, I think that would be a good spot to get a defensive tackle.
Yeah. Thank you. That's good stuff.
Right on. Well, dude, it was good to see you. I haven't caught up with you in a while. I've been catching you and Dano filling in for Green Bean on game days and checking you guys out doing that. But I haven't got to speak to you in a while, so good to see you, man.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's been a pleasure, and always appreciate your insight. I know that you pay attention to college football a lot, so I always love to hear the takes of people who like actually pay attention to what's going on at that level.
Yeah, I really do, man. I love digging into the prospects and doing my research on them, and love the draft. And so, dude, I'm jealous, man. Fucking Dylan Terraman and Dom C are going to be sharing an Airbnb at the Senior Bowl together. So I'm definitely jealous. Like that's high on my list of things I would like to do. And
this is my first year. 3 years I won't be with them.
Yeah, this year it's not happening for me, but next year I definitely want to try to get to Mobile myself. So
it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I would have an absolute blast doing that, man. That's like I said, really high on my list. So, but dude, thank you for having me, Nick, and good to see you guys as always. And I'm sure that I will be talking to you again soon. And sometime closer to the draft, we'll figure out a time for the two of us to get together, Nick.
Definitely, absolutely.
But right on, man. You guys have a good night. Everybody have a good night, and I'll catch y'all later.
Be good, Ricky. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not already, I asked you before, go search Jets Worldwide. Now go search Ricky New York Live. I got a potential treat for you. I don't know if he's awake or not. But before we end this, sir, are you there?
Who is it? Who's Thunder Beast?
Beastbreaker.
Oh,
Beast,
no.
you awake?
No. It's that. Oh, it's that guy.
I saw his face earlier. Beast, are you awake?
Beast, we need to see somebody do a super splash onto their bed.
Good night. Good night, our prince. Yeah, let's kick him from the studio.
Fell asleep.
There. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are still 3 members away. If we get 3 gifted memberships, I'll give 5. We will spread the love. But until then, Jer, you know what we do at the end of the show here. We put a pretty little bow on it, and we ask everyone who's watched this episode.
Now let's go to What Did We Learn Today, courtesy of Nick Shy.
And we ask you in the chat, folks, what did you learn while watching this program tonight? Matthew Smith, member of the channel for a year and a half. It feels like 2021 again. Zion Young is my draft crush. Yes, that's a guy. If we don't go, yeah, I like him. Big, physical, powerful hands, man. He hits guys and they move. Best run defending edge in the draft and is projected late second. Keep an eye on him. Yeah, if we go Reese, I would love to get Zion Young. I think that's a guy. I think he's 6'6", 280. A big, powerful dude. And just when he hits offensive linemen, he engages and he doesn't get moved around. And that's a guy. He's got a good first step. He's not full elite speed after that, but he's got a good first step. And with that power, you can create some separation with the offensive lineman and then go engage and track down the runner. So Seahawks up 34-6 at the start of the fourth quarter. Wow. I mean, Sam Darnold with the oblique injury on Thursday won't even have to play the fourth quarter. This is just remarkable. And Sam Darnold's going to be one game away from the Super Bowl.
Amazing.
At home.
Amazing.
Good for him. That's good for them. All right. What have we learned? Yeah, stop it, BBA. Nathan said, I learned that Shine and Chaos looks great as Pixar characters. We do. Shout out to Gator for making that picture for us. Jaden, I learned Bobby is having a show for blacks only on Monday. Don't know now that's going to be possible. Well, Jaden, enjoy and make sure that you send me the feedback, please. I would love to hear about it. Bobby learned that BBA 731 doesn't mind his own business. Bobby's back, ladies and gentlemen. When he's fighting with comments in the chat, you know the big Bobo is back.
Bobby.
All right, folks. For those of you that were not here in yesterday afternoon show, Gator put a little creation together. Last call for memberships, last call for super chats, raffle entries doubled in honor of the Bills losing. But until then, let's ask Mr. Boomtown, what did you learn today?
Hey there, Shiners, you made it to the end. It's time to ask the question, cause Nick's gotta know. Canada's taking names. Boomtown always delivers. Let's find out now. What did we learn today?
Nice. Folks, Mr. Boomtown, please drop it like it's hot.
Drop it like it's hot.
Jeremy, I learned that, I mean, I knew it, but I was reminded how much I love doing shows with you. Thank you for this. This was a lot of fun. This meant a lot to me. I had the cool idea because I went back to play our video last week, and I was like, dude, we got to do a show. It's been too long. So here we go. Boomtown learned chaos brings out the gay in Nick. This is true. Alan being sad is great for America. This channel believes in the power of Charles. Nick may have a midget fetish, but he draws the line at Kyler Murray. Double bonus. Bobby has embraced his inner hippie again. Jeremy has pet Snowball's dog. The world's gayest Jet fan has now been identified. Ricky is bad at checking his text messages. Awesome.
Good stuff. Good
Thank
stuff.
you, Boom. Appreciate you, sir. Boss Girl says this was a relaxing Jet show. MC Mays, I learned that Hey Dumbass should be a show segment. Awesome. Snowball learned that if you show Jeremy yours, he'll show you his. Bill M says the AFC Championship is tomorrow. Bill, you were here. It was Sunday Night Football, I believe. The Texans were 3-5, and I said during that game that team is going to the Super Bowl. And I was laughed at. I was ridiculed. They haven't lost a game since, Bill. You are a witness. Boomtown's got 3 seats, but I know you were here, Bill. Robert C. Let's think about this one. Has a former Jets quarterback gone to the Super Bowl after leaving the Jets. As a starter. Favre didn't go with the Vikings.
Pennington didn't go with the Dolphins. Ken O'Brien didn't play anywhere else. Testaverde didn't play anywhere else.
He
Ken
did,
O'Brien.
but he bounced around to like Dallas with Parcells.
No Super Bowl. Sanchez, Dallas, Eagles, no Super Bowl.
Fitzpatrick never made the playoffs.
Geno Smith, no Super Bowl.
41-6. Holy shit.
I think that Sam
Get
Darnold
Darnold out of the game. Like, Darnold should not play anymore.
I think Sam Darnold would be the first.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, Bill, but in terms of a guy who played, I don't think.
Yeah, like maybe on the roster, right? There may have been
Yeah,
a
it's
former
definitely
Jet
not
quarterback on the roster of a Super Bowl team.
Richard Todd never went. Namath didn't go with the Rams. Kevin, this is why Vegas knows, man. Vegas said 7.5, and people were irate that Robert Saleh's defense would do well. They didn't.
They didn't look good against. He couldn't stop Phillip Rivers. Was walking down the field on him every drive.
Yeah. You know what? I'm very happy that I bet Josh Allen and the Bills. Charbonnet has not scored a touchdown yet, so I would have lost that. But I had the Seahawks money line and Charbonnet. But dude, the first bet was Bills getting 1.5 and Josh Allen to get a touchdown. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, Kevin, this is great. That Saleh said we don't want Sam. We're gonna move on from him, and now he is fucking cooking him tonight. I love it. The whole team is, but still, that's got to be really, really awesome for Sam Darnold. That this is the guy who shipped me off, didn't want me, went with Zach Wilson, and now here I am knocking you out. Good luck interviewing for head coaching jobs after we just put a 40 burger on you, and it's not even the end of the game yet.
Yeah,
Jeremy. Closing thoughts, my friend. Tongue twister.
Oof, it's good to be back, man. Good to come back. Good to hang out. It's feels like old times took off. You know, I feel like it was just like not more than a week had passed. You know, like we just know how to work together. We know how to have a good conversation. And the best part about it is that's what it really is. I don't know if people realize that. Like it's just a conversation amongst two Jet fans, and that's what it's always been.
Yeah, dude, I love talking ball with you. I love talking life with you. You know, we do that a lot behind the scenes, but this is great. This was awesome. I'm very happy that this happened. I'm glad that we were able to make it work. And by the feedback that we've gotten tonight from everyone, I think maybe we'll have to do this again, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well, Chaos, thank Jocelyn for me. Nick
All right,
says
brother.
thank you for letting me hang out with him all night. I appreciate it.
We'll do.
All right,
I'll
buddy.
let him know.
Good luck with the game tomorrow. Let's go Texans, baby.
All right, I'll be doing a Green Bean Jets fan. Make sure anybody who wants to tune into Green Beans Jets fan at 3 p.m. tomorrow, we'll be doing the reaction for the New England Texans game.
Nice. And I will be doing my reaction of snow removal because we got to go at 10 a.m. tomorrow. We got another storm hitting tomorrow.
Wow.
So,
oh, my God.
Fun. Basketball's canceled. It should be. I'm saying it's canceled because I'm not going. I got to coach my nephew's game at 10:15, but if all the custodians are doing snow removal, they're not going to have school access.
Good luck with that, my friend.
Yeah. Thanks.
Take care, everyone.
Great. Be good, buddy. Ladies and gentlemen, Jets Chaos. If you have not already, go subscribe to his channel. I appreciate everyone tonight for all of your support. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Let's check where we got with subs. We are at 2014. Thank you, everyone. You guys are awesome. Absolutely awesome. And even though we didn't completely get there, I'll gift one membership. Thank you, everyone, for your contributions to the channel, whether it's liking, sharing, new subscribers, super chats, gifted memberships, whatever it may be. Everyone's got a role to play. Oh, look at that. Happy birthday, Jaden. Oh, Daddy loves you, baby. That's how you end the show, folks. That is how you end the show. Happy birthday, Jaden. Everyone give Jaden birthday love, but not that type of love, Johnny boy. Folks, yes. Happy holidays to you, Jaden. Way to kick off your holiday weekend. Enjoy. And yeah, more jokes to come in the Discord. Hop in the DP, ladies and gentlemen. The one and only DP. Everything else is weak-ass duplications. Have a good night, everybody. God bless. Go Jets. Good luck on your bets. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did this time. I won't do it again, but go tell a friend. Come back to the Nick Shine Show. Bro. Good night, everyone.
May your dreams be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. To the member.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Gentry covered in football.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic.
Super fantastic. And let's do this.
Good evening, everyone. Normally, this is the part where I go into a monologue about the Jets. I got to address something first. There's been some shit talk out there about this program. Don't talk shit about my family. They're my family.
And this just in, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Get ready for this new showdown. I call it the anytime, any day throwdown. Nick Shine, kill these clowns till they make no sound. They lose weight, we feel great when we burn these pounds. We all know that jet green make the earth go round. Another rookie head coach, another first go round. We bleed green, each fiend hope this team win now. And twist dreams in the DP when my peeps are found. Shiners unite, knock the lights out of midnight. We go show for show, goon for goon. We can fist fight, I rip mics. Clemens and Williams, all the dislikes. Bunch of Jets rappers out there, they ain't this nice. I did this twice. Got a sick addiction, so the green and white's my vice. I gave it blood, sweat, and tears. Yeah, I paid my price. Many years on this flight, no prescription, but I need a championship in my life. Yo.
For as long